Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Ghostlight RPGs, and we are here for tonight's session of Rising Shadows, our D&D Adventurers League aligned epic series that was published by Bald Man Games and continues to, go up on the DMs Guild as well. We are here to play through this series, kind of a curated, fun version that will involve the designers as well as some of our other friends who are joining us here tonight. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us as we support Jasper's Game Day. That is the main purpose of this stream here, to support them in their mission of suicide awareness and prevention. Very, very good cause. And we're really thrilled to just have some fun as we do that. So we encourage you tonight, as you're watching, if you are able to, please give generously. We have a Tiltify page on which you can affect the game by giving small donations. So we'll put that information there in the chat, and we will move forward. My name is Graham Ward, by the way. My pronouns are he, him. I will be your dungeon master this evening. So great to be here. I am a GM for hire, as well as the content manager here at Ghostlight RPGs. And you can find me in all kinds of places. I'm on Twitter as Dark Plane DM, as well as often running D&D for the D&D virtual weekends. I'm going to pass things around to our wonderful guests. We're so excited that each of you is joining us tonight. And we will start, if we can, with Ginny Loveday.
All right, we can. I just have to unmute. Hello, I am Ginny Loveday. I do a lot of stuff. I am the social media coordinator for Baldman Games. I have done freelance design work and editing for, I don't know, a bunch of companies now. Wizards of the Coast, Steamforge Games, Nerdburger. I don't know. I have it all written down somewhere if anybody actually wants to know. Yeah. I'm super excited to be here today. I feel like I've left out something that I was supposed to say here about myself. You can find me on the internet at Ginny Loveday on all the things, including YouTube. That's it. All right, I did it. I'm gonna pass it to Collette.
Hi, I'm Collette. I use they, her pronouns. I am a freelance tabletop RPG writer and designer. I am also a very tired graduate student at USC/University of Southern California as a game design master's student. And it's very exciting. If anyone is curious, like I said, I'm starting my thesis, I'm prepping my thesis. So that's really exciting. But usually you can find me where I talk about random stuff on Twitter, which is just my first name, last name, because I'm not really creative with my usernames. And I will pass it to Connor.
Thanks, Collette. Hi, everybody. My name is Connor. My pronouns are he, they. By day, I am a therapist. I work in a public school. But at night, I moonlight as a D&D creative, write, edit, act in streams, do expert interviews on gaming and mental health. You can find my work under my full name, Jonathan Connor Self, on the DMs Guild. You can find links to it on my webpage, thehealerdm.card.com. And wow, so many great people. I'm going to politely pass it to Gabrielle.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Gabrielle Harbowy. My pronouns are she, her. I am primarily an editor of fantasy and science fiction, short stories and novels, but I'm also a writer. I actually have a novel coming out at the end of the month and a short story coming out in Fantasy Magazine in March. And then my Adventures League adventure for the Mist Hunter series is coming out soon after that, and I'm very excited. That was just played at the virtual weekend this past weekend, and I cannot wait to hear how it went. So so I'm designing lots of games right now and avoiding my next novel. And I will pass to Teos.
Thanks so much. I'm Teos. I am an RPG designer when I can, when I'm not doing my day job, which is to be an environmental consultant. I have designed many fine things, and you can find all about them at alphastream.org. From there, you can get to all the places where I stay active, including the Mastering Dungeons podcast that I enjoy recording once a week with my friend Sean Merwin. Thank you all for having me here. A lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for introducing yourselves. We obviously encourage you to support our friends as they are giving their time for this amazing series. Let me, before we begin, give a quick content warning. If you're going to be watching through the session tonight, you will find this adventure does contain some instances of what we call light body horror, some themes of imprisonment, mind control, and the word torture does appear in this content warning, but I will say that it's not going to be like a depicted torture scene, if that helps anyone. But, you know, just so you have that information, feel free to use discretion and take care of yourself. And we support you. Yeah, so there's our content warning. I think we are just about ready to get started. So let us delve into tonight's session of Rising Shadows. All right, let us begin. Recently in this adventure series, we have been exploring the Moonshae Isles in small ways, discovering how the shadow, influence from the very plane of the Shadowfell, is now spreading and expanding, encroaching on the natural lands of the Earthmother. For those who don't know, the Earthmother is kind of a mysterious figure, but what many believe to be a divine embodiment of the islands themselves. And her health, such as it is, manifested through her powerful magical moon wells, as well as the health of the land itself, is waning. The druids who care for the moon wells are concerned in every corner of the Isles. We saw in early sessions how Caer Caladir and the lands of House Kendrick, a human family who have ruled the people of the Ffolk for many generations. The Caer, which is a castle, as well as the family's lands, have been overtaken by a mysterious figure known as the Slain, who has entered the Moonshaes through the Shadowfell. And now our heroes have been gallivanting around trying to rescue both the Moonwells and their druids from this dark influence. But as we begin our session tonight, you've all been called urgently to Caer Moray, which is on the island of Moray. And there, Earl Orwyn Reese has dealt with, I think, all of you up till this point, except perhaps Corinna. But as you arrive at Caer Moray and the Earl's servants lead you into a lavish parlor, you see several figures in the room. Why don't we go ahead and have us do some character introductions, if we can go through and do that, and just describe, what an observer might see as they see your character entering. How do you enter the room, so to speak, literally, I guess, and then we'll talk a little bit more about who's there to meet with you. So, should we begin maybe with Greenfist?
Sure. Greenfist is scratching his head, very puzzled as to why he's still here. And he's just muttering, "I'm on vacation, man. I don't know what's happening. Like, I thought I was supposed to go to where the beach is, And Greenfist is dressed like a monk, like you might imagine a stereotypical monk is dressed. He's mostly bare-chested with kind of a wrap around his chest. He's in very good physical shape. And kind of walks with a nice balance to him as he moves around. Nice slow motions all the time. And he has green eyes, and most of his clothing is green. And he probably has a few sprigs of various plants that he's picked along the way that he's tucked into places. But he thought he did purchase a vacation package And apparently he was being taken advantage of by very bad people when they sent him here to apparently deal with some kind of shadow problem. It's really getting me down, man. And I will pick Collette to go next.
All right. So I'm be playing Boughs. She is a celestial warlock. She wears, a standard kind of like cloth, just dark clothing with like a white sash, and then like long blue black hair. Very just nondescript, just very just like something, nothing really stands out. One of the things that stands out though is that she always holds on to a book, maybe a book that's almost like a grimoire, considering how big it can look, with a pen tucked right next to it in like a little strap. She's usually right now she's just scribbling in a note. There's just like pages, a bunch of like really descriptions and stories, and maybe just along the way, maybe a review of this vacation from Green Fist as they go back and forth to figure out what is specifically going on in the world, and how Green Fist is quite disappointed about their vacation package. One thing of note for Vosh is, as a acolyte to the deity Ogma, as a warlock, she has given, in order to gain these warlock powers, she actually gave her voice for eternal, basically, not eternal knowledge, but knowledge, the ability to find stories and jot them down, just as like an archivist. And I will pass it on to Mist.
As Mist walks into the room, he will remind anyone, who listens, that he is indeed most devout. We have a token that we recently received for our goddess Mistra, and also got a unicorn horn, which I'm sure is also related to Mistra. And Mist is all of 2.5 feet tall, a yellow golden skinned kobold in dark purple robes with a dragon skull or something dragon-like skull perched atop their head, and also comes with a mace. But we're not here to do violence. We're here to do legitimate business, and I've heard that you have some more of that for us, Mist will say. But really, truly, Mist is here at the behest of the church to check out some weird magic stuff and poke his nose in anywhere that is allowed and not allowed also. It's just a small nose. Nobody's gonna notice. And I'm gonna pass it over to Corinna then.
So Corinna Lewis is a human woman who is wearing mostly browns and greens, the colors of nature to blend in with autumn, and has shoulder-length brown hair and heterochromic eyes. One is green and one is blue. And she looks like she's wearing like a breastplate that's been covered with leather. It's got that sort of smoothness of plate, but it's not at all shiny, and seems to be made to blend in with the forest. And if she sees any compliments on it, she will happily tell people that she made it herself. She's an accomplished leather worker, and she seems more comfortable at the outskirts of the room, and is sort of sniffing the room like she's not used to being indoors, but is here and sees that there are other people here, and is sort of okay with being in the room with other people. That's fine. And so I will pass this to Colbin.
Thank you, Corinna. Colton's hard to see because when he walks through the door, the shadows sort of cling to his form like they're afraid to let him go. But when he steps close enough into the light and the shadows part, you see a man wearing very subtle reinforced leathers, a backpack with everything he owns in it, an elvish longbow strapped to his back. He's got fair skin and red hair, but the thing that you notice most intensely, most immediately, is his eyes. They are the brightest green, and they shed their own light. He looks around the room, gives everybody a polite head nod, and says in his very unique drawl, well, howdy y'all, it's nice to see all of you. He looks at the commander, nods, because they've met before. But he just takes to watching everybody, because he doesn't know you. And to not know somebody is oftentimes not to trust them.
Thanks. So, I guess that's everybody. Let me say this. As Colbin walks into the room, gives your opening comments, nods, you see a smallish figure step out from beside Corinna, and you recognize immediately the face of Antola Pilark, who is the great druid of the Dernal Forest. And she immediately strides toward you, Colbin, and just wraps her halfling arms around you, wherever she can, easily reach from her height. And she just says, "Oh, Colbin, I'm so glad you're here." And she starts crying.
Well, Colbin will look down at her and smile. The temperature in the room will warm up 5 degrees. I'll get down on my knees and I'll return that hug and say, "Look at you, little lady. I'm so happy to see that you survived all that mess."
"Oh, Colbin, it's terrible. It's far worse than I ever thought. The forest is entirely overtaken. Shadow creatures flitting all around, and all the Fae who lived in the forest, they've been transformed. I think you saw the sorts of creatures they became."
Yeah, that weird shadow thing. What were they called?
Skulks.
That's it. Yeah, the people that the world forgot. Oh, that's some dark magic there.
It's unbearable. I tried to stay as long as I could. And she looks around at the rest of you and she says, "I'm sorry for this overt show of emotion. I've had to stay strong for so long, but I'm afraid I couldn't stay any longer. The forest itself was weakening my powers. I've lost so much of my magic. And that's, I'm sure, why I've called each of you here, including you, Greenfist. I've heard tales of your exploits, along with Vash and Mist at the other moon whales on this island, and I thought, if there's any way you could bring that healing, defend my moonwell, we desperately need it."
Do you think this will help you? I don't know how to use it. It seemed to do good things. You should have it.
She gasps and takes a couple steps towards you and says, "The horn of Aaron? I heard from the Earl that Aaron was no more, but..."
Yep.
A great gift to have been bestowed upon you.
Don't know what happened to Aaron precisely, but I mysteriously, I can't lie to you. I accidentally killed Aaron when he was evil possessed, and I'm really sorry.
She goes quiet. She doesn't take it. She just kind of nods at you as though maybe the horn is with the right keeper. And the awkward silence is kind of broken by Earl Orwin Reese, who says, "Regardless of who dealt the killing blow, that child of the Earthmother was corrupted. I doubt that he could have been saved. Now, I've called each of you here because Antola has asked me to gather those heroes who have the most experience with cleansing moonwells. And there's no better way to elaborate on what your task will be. If you are willing, I would be willing to pay you handsomely to travel back to the island of Alaron and cleanse the moonwell that they call the Fountain of the Fairies in the Dernal Forest.
I don't need any payment, man. I'm on vacation, but I think this is the tour I got stuck with, so I'm yours. You just tell me what to do. It's good.
Well, we hope that you can live up to your namesake, and with that fist, strike the green back into the forest.
I like the artisanal crew you've assembled. Great vibes.
And Tola comes over and takes Corinna by the hand and says, "Now, those of you who I haven't met, I'm glad that you've come here, and I'd like to introduce you to someone who has been working with me just recently, helped me to escape Alaron. This is Corinna, and she has a lot of experience fighting these shadow creatures, fighting the lycanthropes that have overrun the forest."
Those are also shadow creatures. I don't know. I saw them in the, I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It seems to be the same phenomenon, but manifesting itself differently depending on the type of creature it afflicts. In any case, as soon as you're prepared, I can take you
Did you write that down, Vash? It works different for different people. I think Agma would want to know. But yeah, take us to the...
Yes, she says we'll travel through this tree that's just in the gardens outside the care.
Oh, cool.
So if any of you have preparations you'd like to make, feel free to do so. Any other conversations or questions they're willing to answer.
I just want to go meet new friend Colbin and stare all the way up. New friend Colbin, you do the magics. Would you like the honors?
Colbin will crouch down to get mostly at the same level as Mist and say, "I'm sorry, I wasn't brought here for magic."
Okay, I'm just gonna put it back in my backpack with everything else.
I'm going to go up to Antola and put my hand on her shoulder and lean down and kind of buff the top of her head with my cheek in a fond way. She just experienced a lot of emotion and expressed a lot of loss. And I can relate to that. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, she'll give your hand a squeeze and give you a look as though, she's trying to be strong and help you feel better, despite the fact that you're trying to comfort her. That's kind of the sort of person you've learned she is. And I believe when Colvin last spoke with her, she vowed to stay on Alaron as long as she could to defend the forest. And so if she's back here, it really would be a sign to all of you that something terrible is going on over there. And she'll say, "Are there any other questions that I can answer before we head to the forest?"
I mean, if you could, like, if someone gets kind of tainted or something, like, is there like a procedure, like a cleanse? Do we drink some poultice or some herbs or berries? Like, how's that work?
Well, one thing that we've discovered is that it's not an actual disease. This howling disease, as they call it, is really a curse. And so if anyone has the ability to remove a curse, that would be effective. I don't know how many of you have such connections.
Curses. That's like restoring things?
Sure. Yes, a magic of greater restoration would certainly be plenty.
Oh, that's great.
But that's quite a big request. I myself have not been able to channel the magic of the Earthmother into removing this curse.
Yep. Nope. I'm gonna have to consult with Mistra. It might take a while for me to figure out that one. I do my best with the little ones in the meantime.
Okay. That's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Avash just flips through her book and just kind of is trying to look for something in terms of anything involving restoration or rituals, and just shakes, just generally shakes her head, saying that she doesn't have anything. Ogma is the type to do that, unfortunately.
Well, I'm sure if we fall into a bad situation, or if we come across anyone who needs to be rescued, we can try to bring them back with us, and perhaps other clerics or someone else will be able to help them.
Bigger clerics, yeah.
One of the things we've learned, which I'm sure you have too, is that these people that we're fighting in the forest, they have lives. They're not devious creatures, but they are afflicted. And so killing them may not be the best recourse. So if there are no other questions, let me first say that Mist, you have been granted inspiration by a generous donation. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
If there are no other questions or preparations, then she will lead you out to the garden outside Kaer Morhe, where you can see a great healthy oak tree kind of overlooking a little fountain. And she takes you, some of you by the hand, and she says, let's make a circle, and invites you to hold hands. And as you do, she puts her hand on the tree, whispers some words to the Earthmother, and then you all feel this kind of tingling, like upended gravity sensation. And you look around yourselves, and you are standing in the middle of a very, very dark grove. Tangible tendrils of mist are kind of weaving around thick trees. And about 50 feet away, not very far at all, you can see an enormous tree which has been fitted out like a dwelling. So it's been hollowed out. You can see windows and a door. Let's see, Mist, you would recognize this as the dwelling of Heel, the ugliest hag.
Oh, friend Heel.
So the few of you, or anyone who wasn't there for our session of Moon 2-3, Heel is an unseelie fae who has been outcast by the court of the slain and cursed to be beautiful. And she detests her condition. She's just utterly sweet to the point that she hates herself.
And Snicklet.
Yes, yeah. She has a quickling servant named Snicklet. And Tola says, I don't know if any of you have had dealings with the hag that lives in that tree, but it is safe here.
Yes, it was safe last time. She wouldn't hurt anybody. I don't know why that made her upset to hear.
Well, I spoke with her before leaving, and this was the last place I was able to use my tree stride any deeper into the forest. And I was unable to have access. It seems it's been wrested from my power. But if you can all keep up, I'll put my nose to the ground and lead us further on. And as she says that, she takes a couple steps forward until her feet become little padded badger feet. And she is now a hefty but natural-looking badger. And she starts kind of snuffling along the forest floor, and she'll lead you forward. She'll give like a nod to Kolbin, as though and as well as Corinna, and expect you to kind of help her as you're moving through the forest. You're aware of the danger, so it's up to you if there's any kind of action you'd like to take as you're traveling.
So Kolbin will adjust his cloak. You hear him mutter under his breath, I reckon I'm never going to get used to how that feels. But I want to take a look along the trail just to make sure that there's no signs of other creatures that might decide to prey upon us.
Sure, yeah. So if you think that's a survival check for tracking, or any other kind of check you have in mind, sounds great.
I will go with a survival roll. She's doing the tracking,
sure.
But a survival roll, just see how this goes. Now, I get to add my proficiency bonus yet again to this roll.
Nice.
So that means I have a 27.
Excellent. Anything from Corinna before we move on?
Corinna's keeping aware and alert, but more to creatures and changes in the environment.
Excellent. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check if you would.
Okay.
And as a ranger, Do you have a favored terrain? Is it forest?
I do have a favored
Great.
forest terrain.
Okay, I'll give you advantage then with this check.
Okay. And that's... And
So it looks like you both rolled 27s. Pretty awesome. Well, as you move forward, Antola is picking out a trail. She seems to know very well all of the fastest dells that lead to easy passage for your feet as you move through. Kolbin, you sense with your survival that you are leaving what feels like a natural forest growth. There's kind of an inky, desaturated quality to the forest as this mist starts to encircle you. You think that you have stepped firmly into what is a border between the Shadowfell and the material realm. And so as you start moving forward, you have the wherewithal to realize that the despair that often sets over people in the Shadowfell is definitely a risk as you continue moving. So here's the information I'll give you. If you want to avoid the despair, you can move at a fast pace, and that will reduce the number of saving throws that everyone will need to make as they, steel their resolve against the despair of the Shadowfell. However, of course, that comes with drawbacks. You'll have disadvantage on perception checks going forward, and you'll be unable to do things like forage or track.
Is this by any chance still considered forested terrain?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, despite being in the Shadowfell, it's still in your natural terrain.
Okay, because I think we can stay alert, even moving at full speed with our shared feature there.
That's great. Yes, always good to have a ranger.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's
and
totally
then
go fast, man. I like to feel the wind in my hair.
let me tell Corinna, with your perception, you are frequently spotting areas where there are lurking creatures in the forest, and it gets to the point like you might see a few movements, but you're quickly finding, rather than any natural creatures moving about the forest like you'd expect, you're finding corpses, and they're just lying out in the brush as though they've been slain and cast aside. So at one point you feel kind of a flutter overhead, and then you look up and you can see something from the shadow just drop like a huge stone, and a periton crashes to the forest floor, a stone's throw away, and you're able to kind of hush everyone, and we'll get our cameras resituated, no problem. You also see a brown bear whose fur is torn and bloody, lying dead on the trail. And these waves of shadow that flow between trees seem to be carried by the wind, suggesting that they have some kind of substance. And as you're examining them, suddenly there's an eerie howl that seems to follow the current or breeze of this shadow deeper and deeper into the forest until it fades out of earshot.
Does the bear seem like a threat?
No, it is unfortunately dead. And as you move forward, you can see its eyes are missing.
Probably fortunately for the bear.
Spare the dying? It's not gonna work.
No, yeah,
There's no
unfortunately,
sparing that.
too late. Yeah.
Spare the dying soul.
I
Spare
hate to
the
break
bear.
it to everybody, but there are a bunch of not vegans around, man. And we should keep, really alert for any kind of ambush or something. And since I move fairly quickly, my walking speed's 45, I'll kind of dart in and out between various bushes and stuff, so I'm kind of stealthing as I go.
Great, yeah, make a stealth check. And you can do it with advantage because all of the light here is dim and you have light obscurement from the mist.
I'm gonna need that advantage. It doesn't matter. I still get a 10 as I apparently stumble upon the bear. And then I'm wiping bear goo on like plants and stuff.
Watch out
Yeah.
for those entrails. Oh.
Perhaps you can all hear Green Fist kind of breathing, like labored breathing as you're moving through this mist, and it's betraying your hiding spots. So as you're moving at a fast pace, let's have everybody, if you would, make only 2 wisdom saving throws. Could be many more, but since you're moving quickly, time is on your side. Looks like a 23 from Mist, 23 from Greenfist, 25 from Vash.
We are wise.
Okay, and a 10 and a 12 from our rangers. So, okay, so you have all successfully fended off your first wave of Shadowfell Despair. For anyone who didn't make a second saving throw, go ahead and do that. I think we got everybody. Yes, all right, well done. You've all succeeded in not falling victim to this despair. Well, it's about 4 hours at a fast pace that you're charging through the wood, and Tola is leading you along the path while Corinna scouts ahead for the signs of people, and Colbin keeps an eye on the wilderness and this magic that's at play.
Gosh, I'm scurrying along as fast as my little legs will go.
In time, you come upon an area of the forest where, based on Corinna's perception check, you find creatures moving about in a little bit of a clearing. There's kind of a campfire, and when you peek through the eaves of the wood, you realize that they are animals. There's a great boar just sort of sitting on the edge of the clearing, the far side. Seems to be sitting on a rock and kind of looking out with its nose to the breeze, snuffling. And you see 3 wolves who are just lazing about beside this campfire.
Greenfist, do you think they're friends?
Man, I don't think that creatures like this normally light fires. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really weird stuff. I don't think it's natural.
No thumbs.
I know wolves.
Yeah,
This is not wolves.
Yeah.
They could be shapeshifters, you know what I'm saying?
Oh!
So
They
you
did
need
say
that
were
magic
creatures.
You don't have, because if they bite one of us, it's gonna be a really bad scene.
Well, I've got. I could pray to Mistra for it. She might teach me remove curse later.
Yeah, totally.
Later.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, should we try to talk to them in case they aren't super evil? I mean, I think they're super evil, but I've been wrong before.
They look like hairy puppies right now, and I don't think those talk.
They might be friendly to me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to.
Yeah, you
try to make
approach the
friends.
hairy puppies.
I like hairy puppies.
I like
Maybe
this.
we hide and then we back you up. I'm really good at hiding. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hide behind you, Greenfist.
You can see Antola in her badger form is already kind of perched behind a tree, looking out like a toddler, wondering what's going on in the next room.
So, Colbin will put his finger to his mouth, and he's going to open up a link for everybody so that we can speak without having to be loud, because this is a lot of conversation and wolves hear very well. I can't do anything about the smell, but I can at least open up our minds so that we can communicate. And I want to make sure that I include Antola in that. I want to make sure I include Bosch in that as well.
Great.
So we click on that. It will last a D6 hours.
Oh.
For 3 hours, we can communicate psychically.
Whoa, can everybody hear me? This is so cool.
Oh, hello. Hello.
And Colbin immediately regrets it.
Vosh, for the first time, you hear Vosh's voice, which is, hello?
Whoa, who's that?
It's, I think that this is Vosh. Hi. This is weird. I'm not
You have an inside voice.
Yeah, I do. And her voice is just it's actually very quiet. It's already a whisper, as if it's barely there. So it's oh wow. I don't think I'm supposed to have this, but we'll roll with it. I guess I don't have. It saves time for writing message.
It's a sweet loophole, Vash. This is totally cool.
Wow.
And
I
Tola
gotta learn
says-
this spell.
And Tola says, we really ought to move if we're going to avoid the notice of these creatures.
Oh,
Yeah, so
we're
maybe
avoiding
we just
them.
ignore them.
It sounded like Corinna was going to at least kind of move forward and see what more you could perceive, if not interact with them. What do you think?
I do want to see if I can interact with them. If they seem amenable to.
Okay. So as you step forward, first of all, they immediately see you. You can see them kind of stand up. The wolves arch their backs, their ears kind of go backward, and their tails drop. The wereboar does not move an inch. The wereboar, just statue-like, is peering directly at you with that eerie, like too much intelligence for an animal. Corinna, what's your passive perception?
It's 18.
Wow, great. So as you step to this point, you can see that there are 5 areas of footprints that belong to different humanoids, and they are actually continuing. So something invisible is making tracks in areas around here.
With the mental link, I say, there's invisible people here, guys.
What does Colbin see? He's able to see creatures that are invisible as long as they're close enough to him.
What's the distance on that?
10.
Okay, 10 feet.
Yeah.
So you'd have to approach from where you are now. You do not notice anything. If you came out to where Corinna was, you might be able to see like the footprints. But from within the eaves of the forest, nothing much is visible to you.
Make a note of that in case we have to get closer.
Yeah.
We're gonna go closer. I need to bless you first.
So what would you like to do, Corinna?
I would like to crouch down to imitate the pose that the wolves are in, and I would like to be stealthy and move a little forward. I'm not trying to be stealthy from the wolves. I'm trying to be stealthy from the invisible people. That sounds weird to me, but okay.
Yeah, no, I get you. It makes sense.
Yeah. So
All right,
I'm going to try to blend into the rocks a little bit while coming closer to the wolves and projecting that I'm not a threat to them.
Great.
And trying to figure out what is a threat to them.
Well, I would have you roll something, except that as soon as you take steps forward, the wolves, like rabid beasts, start charging you. And you can see their lips snarl back, revealing huge teeth that are caked with flesh and blood. So let's roll initiative.
That's the way it goes.
This is
as I see all
behavior.
of that, though, I'd like to tap Green Fist and give him my vigilant blessing so that he can roll advantage on his initiative to go before me.
Cool.
Hopefully. All right, and then we can do that. And I never clicked my token, naturally.
I gotcha. All right. So filling up our initiative counter here. It looks like Green Fist is first. Is that right, with a 22?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's totally uncool, and your dental hygiene is terrible. I'll move to intercept. So I'll move once to next to Karina, and then I will dash forward protectively and come over here, and I will attack with my spear, which is magic. Uh-oh. It's magic. So that is a 23 to hit for 10 damage.
Yes, and go ahead and move your token forward. Which one are you attacking?
This guy over here. I think I tried to move myself. I don't know if it's updated.
Oh, maybe
Yeah. You are moved on my
Okay.
side.
Cool.
Nothing more fun than roll 20 lagging. So, great.
And
So
I will
that will
take a
hit.
second time, which looks like I probably miss. It's a 12 to hit.
Okay, actually 12 does hit.
All right. So then
Nice.
10 in my first hit with a magic weapon and 11 in my second hit with a magic weapon.
Excellent.
And then I already used dash, so that's my bonus action. So that is all I can do. And I do a poor attempt to like kind of growl back at them.
Great.
It's very important to Green Fist.
Yeah. All right. Well, next we have Mist, if I'm not mistaken.
Corinna.
Corinna, excuse me. I know what's going on. I have a browser extension that's making Roll20 buggy.
It
No
looks like
worries.
it looks to me like Colbin is before me too.
Oh yeah, with a 25, Colbin should have been first. So
I
let's
should
go
be
ahead, Colbin.
last. I should be last at 16. I don't know why.
Great.
My token just doesn't like to show up ever.
So Colbin, seeing the opportunity, is pulling his red hat on as he runs closer. 10, 20, 30, 40. He can move 40 with a move. He can't quite close. But he will go. He can close. He will run up to Green Fist with a bonus action. He'll dash, and as he's running, he holds out his hand, and a green glowing blade will appear there, glowing just like his eyes. And let's see what happens when I stab that wolf thing.
Great.
I don't know what it is. All right, so attack number 1. That would be a 9 to hit.
Okay, that will miss.
Okay. The second attack, however, he gets to make a second attack because it's the first round of combat. Let's see what happens here. A 15 to hit.
That will.
All right. It's going to do 16 points of psychic damage, plus I'm going to declare it my favorite enemy, do an extra D4 worth of psychic damage, and I get an extra D8 as well.
Woohoo!
Because it's my bonus attack. Plus 1D8. So another 7, so 23 points of psychic damage.
So with that extra damage that you do, you feel the wolf howl with a human-like voice and then crumple beneath your attack. And as the wolf crumples in death, it transforms into the shape of what looks like a fairly hardy-looking human man in his 40s. Common clothing.
All right. Colbin will faint back a little bit, knowing that on the next round he'll have to reclose. But while he does that, he will take the blood that's coating him and begin to wipe the dagger off in his hat.
Great.
End of my turn.
Okay, so now I think we're on Corinna, unless I'm off.
I
Great.
think so.
Go ahead.
So, okay. So this is affecting Corinna deeply, watching that wolf die and transform. And for a second, she's too flustered to do anything. Are the others charging, or was it just the one that was charging?
No, it looks like all of the wolves were being aggressive, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put my hunter's mark on the blue wolf here.
Okay.
And then run up and attack it. And I don't get sneak attack damage for this. But I'm afraid it's going to roll it anyway, so I'm just stating it first. No. Oh, that's a 1.
Oh no. Okay, so as you move forward with your scimitar, the wolf gets the jump on you and just jumps right into the wrong spot. You whiff your blade through the air, and the wolf seems to be like unnaturally able to stand on its hind legs as it begins to lash out for its attack. It won't go yet, but that's
Okay.
its response. Anything further?
I have a
Corinna?
second attack.
Nice. Ooh, how could that be?
I'm just so thrown off.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Lycanthropes are supposed to be my friends. This is not supposed to happen. We have common ground. Even in the midst of corruption, they're supposed to recognize me as a kindred animal.
Yeah, this definitely
Like
would
the way
seem
humans don't. And
like
so
they're unnaturally feral and vicious.
in all my travels, I have not seen wolves behave like this before, and it just seems very wrong to me and upsetting. And I'm going to use my bonus action to use the rest of my move and try to disengage and back up and refocus.
Great. Okay. Does that bring us to Mist?
Does. Mist suddenly remembers that they told us something about not killing the things in the forest, and we have already failed. But since we've already started, I'm gonna cast a sacred flame at the next closest one to me. So this one.
I like that
Your
logic
logic.
a lot.
Yeah. It's
Great.
impeccable.
You gotta roll the save. All right. Boop. All right.
You're
9.
muted, Graham.
Which one is that that's rolling?
This one, the blue one.
Okay. Excellent. So saving throw is only a 9. So it takes the
All
9
right.
damage.
9 radiant damage. All right. Let's
yeah,
see.
it seems to really feel uncomfortable in the light. It's the first real light that has been produced within this fog.
And I'm gonna cast a moonbeam.
Okay, nice.
Wait.
Let me bring
Yeah.
it up for you.
No,
Okay.
I can't do that. The first one wasn't a bonus action.
Aha,
Ignore
yes,
me.
of course.
I'm gonna
of course.
cast a moonbeam next turn. Bonus action though, I'm gonna give poor Vash some dark vision. Anybody else want impeccable dark vision?
Please.
All right. Corinna, Vash, and myself can now see out to 300 feet.
Wow.
With our eyes of the night. All right. Just kidding. I know how action economy works here.
And then, so that was Corinna,
Vash, and myself.
and yourself. Okay, excellent. How long does that last?
That lasts a whole hour.
Very cool. Perfect. That all for Mist?
Yep.
Okay, Vash, it is your turn.
First getting dark vision. It's like from our last adventure. It's very nice. It's a clear. I can see a lot more. I could only see just the flames, and then maybe people moving. So getting dark vision and seeing what's going on. Like, oh, that's what's going on. And then just the faint in our little psychic link. You just hear a faint. Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, she will move to here, and then unfortunately she does not have spells to stop to non-lethal hurt people, so she's gonna cast Eldritch Blast twice. Even though despite having the kind of the voice inside, she still, I think usually naturally she still casts it by taking out her pen and just scribbling kind of an inscription down and just ripping it and kind of throwing it out. And it is one. Oh, I was gonna do it at the blue, the one with the blue tag. This one. So that.
Yeah, that'll hit for sure.
And then the other beam is gonna hit the other one that right next to it. Oof.
Excellent.
Nice little two.
Yeah, okay. So they each take a little force damage as your blasts strike them. Anything else for Vash?
No. She's good.
Okay. Well, before the next creature in the initiative order can go, Kolben, you notice that the footprints that Corinna saw earlier are charging toward you. And then when they get within 10 feet, you see these bedraggled forms of what look like lost souls. You immediately recognize them as skulks. Humanoids, in this case, they are fey creatures who have been exposed too much to the Shadowfell and presumably to the Howling Disease. And they charge you with their mouths kind of hanging open. They just look like, hellions coming toward you, but you're able to see them. So 3 of them are charging you.
Psychic link. Crap.
And they will each make a claw attack. Now they don't have advantage because they're not invisible to you.
Indeed.
Okay, the first claw attack is a 16 to hit.
Which hits.
All right, then the 14 I think misses and 8 misses. So you take 7 slashing damage, and as these claws rend into you, you can see what looks like the form of a female sea elf. Very much I was about to say fish out of water. No wordplay intent. I'm not trying to make light of her misery, but she claws at you, and as her claws kind of tear into your skin, you feel the flesh mortify and die. You take 8 necrotic damage as well. Then 2 attacks come against mist out of nowhere. You feel these invisible claws raking at you, unless you have a way to see invisibility.
Nope.
Okay. So first attack with advantage is a 14. I think that missed.
That misses.
Second one gets you good though, a 25 as the claws rend against you.
Yeah, no, I'll allow it.
7 slashing and 6 necrotic as it kills the skin that is cut. And then the werewolves will go. Werewolves, they don't take their time to transform into their hybrid form. They are almost mindless in their, feralness. So they jump over the fire, charging toward Green Fist. The blue one and the green one both come toward Green Fist. The wereboar doesn't seem to move at all. Is just standing there again like a statue observing. And the 2 werewolves will make attacks. So they're both going to bite Green Fist. You are an elf, are you not?
I am indeed an elf.
Okay. I'm sorry in advance.
Of the delicious wood variety.
Okay. First one is a miss. You manage to, dodge out of the way of... Oh, second one's a miss as well. So we'll get 2 more from the second wolf. Okay. Second wolf bites twice. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It can only have 1 bite. So the first bite, the teeth, you feel them sink in with a 22 to hit, unless you have any way to stop that.
No.
You take 8 piercing damage, and then Green Fist, if you would make a Constitution save. Don't share the result with us.
Oh, all right. I'm not sure how I do that other than I'll just roll it like on a dice roller.
Oh, okay, if that's okay, yeah.
All right, it'll take me a second to do that, but I will do that.
No problem. All right.
Either way, I'll have a pained face.
Okay. We'll go back to Kolben.
Kolben's eyes will intensify. And he's going to look at the one that's right next to him. The one that slashed him.
Mm-hmm.
first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to interact with the object. I'm going to kick some of the dust of this trail onto them. Just
Cool.
like as much smoke as I can make to make them more visible to my allies.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that would work. I can't think of a reason it wouldn't. In terms of like the dust, settling or at least striking them, you'd see a disturbance enough to be able to tell what their location is. Great. So they can see at least they see the location of the 3 that are beside you, as well as some of the dust will reveal one more directly in front of Mist. Now, for the rest of you, they still are invisible, mechanically speaking, but you know their location, if that makes sense.
I know something's over there attacking Colvin. I'm about to know that something's in front of me.
Okay, keep going, Colvin. Sorry.
Right. So I'm going to use my steady aim feature to slash as a bonus action to slash the skulk.
Great.
And I will make that attack with advantage.
Very nice.
I should have done it the right way, but that's my fault. Let's try it this way. That's how it should have gone. So a 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
For a big whopping 12 points of damage.
Okay. That badly hurts the creature. Since you can see invisibility, you see this sea elf just wail like a wraith.
I'll give her a grin that's entirely too wide for my human face and say, run.
You sense that she wants to and cannot. They are not in control of their actions.
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Green Fist.
Hey everybody, don't worry. It's like just a little scratch. It's the scratchiest of scratches. Don't worry, I'm fine. and I will attack the wolf in front of me, that whichever one bit me, like it's personal, because it is.
Yeah, it would have been the blue one.
So that looks like a hit for 10 points of damage.
Excellent.
With my magical spear, and I will do it again. And that's also going to hit for another 10 points of damage. And I will flurry and punch it in the mouth. That doesn't look too great. That's an 11?
Yeah, an 11 will just miss.
Ah, darn. And my second part of my flurry here. That looks good. That is for 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and since I did manage to hit it, it must make a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay, dexterity save is an 8, so it's knocked down to the ground.
To the ground. So hopefully somebody else can beat up on it now.
It's doing that thing where a dog is like trying to get up from its back and can't find footing.
I am done.
Okay, Corinna. Oh, sorry, you're muted.
While not muted, I will ask, can I step onto the square where a corpse is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I will move over here, and I will do my primary attack on the green one. Come on. With advantage.
Ooh, very nice.
So that's 13 damage.
Okay.
And then for my encore, I will attack the blue one that's prone.
Excellent. And you'll still have advantage on that.
Oh.
Well, 16 hits, but you might as well check.
16 hits.
Great.
Okay.
So
I'll take the 16, and I don't still get sneak attack for that because that's only once a turn, but that's 4 slashing on the prone one.
Okay. Your blow is enough to subdue the one that's on the ground. Now, normally slashing damage is probably going to kill, but since you seem to have a conscience, I'll let you decide how you want to do that.
I just want it unconscious.
Great. Okay, you knock the werewolf unconscious, and it remains in that wolf state, but just kind of gets clobbered.
If it was standing, I would kill it, but since it's prone and can't defend itself, I'll just knock it out. If someone else wants to kill it, that's not my problem.
You're a woman of honor. Actually, Antola says you're a woman of honor in your telepathic link. Anything else for Corinna's turn?
To my detriment. I will use my bonus action to... I forgot that I had the hunter's mark on that one, not that it matters, but I'll use my bonus action to move it to the green one.
Excellent. Okay. We'll go to Mist.
All right. Who is going to do precisely what they said they were going to do. And I am going to cast that moonbeam because I don't know that one's dead. So I'm just going to... oh, shoot.
Here, I'll make it appear, and you can move it where you want.
I already had one.
You were so ready.
I was.
I have to use... These are, by the way, these are newbie DM's spell templates. So buy them on Roll20. Mm-hmm. We miss you, Enrique. Okay.
I don't miss him at all. He crit me last time.
Now, do you want to move that so it's not on Corinna? Sorry,
Yeah. I'm gonna drop it right here, and see how that one fares. So it's a DC 15 con save.
Okay. Saving throw is a 17. So
all
half damage.
Right.
Oh, you know what? It has disadvantage.
It has disadvantage because it's a shape changer.
Only a 12, so you succeed.
All right, 13 radiant damage, and it instantly reverts to its original form.
Woo!
Somebody's not wearing clothing.
And
right. Yeah, so you see before you a naked halfling. He's like 80 years old.
Green Fist, was that you in my brain just now?
Looking very bewildered.
In my brain, I'm gonna shout, "They're people! They told us not to kill the people!" And then I am going to
see, now you've just confronted Corinna with the reality of who she's got her hunter's mark on.
They're people. Then I'm just gonna...
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Just gonna chant to Mister as my free action. Tell me what to do here. All right, that's it. I don't have any other actions.
Okay, back to Vash.
There a lot happened in front of Vash's eyes. First off, seeing Colvin get attacked by, I don't know what just got attacked randomly by a mysterious creature. I'm like, oh, are you okay, sir?
And all you hear is growling through the psychic link.
Oh, I guess that's not it. And then also hearing the facts like, oh, they're people. We're not supposed to hurt them from mist. I'm like, even the weird dusty people? Because I don't know what's in front of me except there's this dust on them. And I'm just...
no!
Okay, and honestly, she will cast a new spell. Technically, in her mind, it's technically not damage. You can debate on that otherwise. But technically,
Sure.
To her, it's not damage. She casts a Mind Sliver on. It's technically it's within 60 feet. I know the little dusty creatures are invisible. I don't know. It just has to make a intelligence saving throw. I don't.
Sure. Okay, so they make an intelligence save. Now this is one target?
Yes, it's one target.
Okay, only a 2. They seem to be, not in full possession of their faculties. Do you want to do the one that's just closest to you, right ahead? Great.
Yeah. It will take 8 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn.
Very cool.
Just in case it needs a saving throw. Yeah, she just writes another inscription off of the page, and it's kind of like it's just a headache. It's like a pang of a headache that goes into their head as Mind Sliver.
Great. Yeah, you feel a real sense of power over these creatures. They're just, in terms of their intelligence, they're really just husks of who they used to be. And it is now their turn if you're all done.
Yes. I'm good.
So the 2 creatures around Kolben are going to move, and the dust settles, and they're no longer visible to anyone but Kolben.
Okay. Is one of those one that I drew blood on?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Then I'm going to. I'm not going to let that one run. I'm going to try to stab it in the back.
Very cool.
All right. So that would be an attack roll. I would not get sneak attack for this attack.
This is an opportunity attack?
Yeah, it's an opportunity, but I would not get sneak attack. I have no condition that would give it to me.
Sure.
A 20 to hit for 18 psychic.
Woo! All right. As it turns to run toward Greenfist, the skulk falls dead beneath your blade.
Okay.
Let's see. So the skulk then reverts to the form of a gnome. The rest of them are going to make some attacks. The dust is all settled now, so Kolben can see the 2 that are beside him. We're going to have 2 of them attacking Mist with advantage. Mist, these are... Your armor class is 19, so...
19. And what did I do to deserve this? I've just been hanging out back here on this rock.
1 hit from this invisible claw, which deals 6 slashing damage and 4 necrotic. Vash. 1 attacks you invisibly with a 22 to hit and a 25 to hit.
Yeah. I am a weak.
Now this is the one that you had mind slivered, and so you sense that it's just desperately trying to remove that headache, and it will deal a total of 11 slashing and 8 necrotic damage to you as those claws tear at your flesh and kill it with every stroke. Kolben, the one that did not get the opportunity attack, will turn and attack you. Not advantage because it is visible, and it'll miss. And then disappear as it leaves your area where you can see invisible creatures. All right, and from there we'll go back to there's 1 werewolf which has been reverted to its human form. That human doesn't have any weapons or clothing. It's an elderly looking halfling, but he kind of brazenly charges at Corinna. And we'll just do, I guess, an unarmed strike. Okay, it's a critical hit. I don't think unarmed strikes improve their damage on a critical hit because it's just a static damage. So it does 3 bludgeoning damage to you, Corinna. And yeah, that'll be the end of Halfling Werewolf's turn. At this point, the Wereboar charges off with a dash deeper into the forest and disappears from view. And we'll go back to Colin.
All right. So, so Kolben doesn't know where the other one took off to, but he's going to move 5, 10, leap up on that rock,
Let me reveal to you the creatures you now see.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. All right. And he is going to attack the one next to him that he can see.
The one with the little fist symbol already on it, or the other one?
This one right here.
Great.
I've got to help Mist. Mist is taking some hits.
It's fine. I have a plan.
A 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
All right, I'm going to re-roll that one for damage.
Excellent.
And turn that into a 9 plus 9, so 18 points of
That is how many
damage.
hit points it has. So the Skulk again wails and reverts, falling to the ground and becoming an elf-looking maiden.
All right. Then Kolben will take the other hand, and then a dagger will appear, and he'll chuck it at the far one, knowing that it's a disadvantage. That's perfectly fine. But let's see, offhand attack. A 13 to hit.
13 will miss, unfortunately.
That's fine. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Kolben, as you end your turn, there is a shimmering from all around you. Something from the Feywild seems to break through the Shadowfell. This is because of a donation that was given, so thank you to whoever gave the anonymous donation for a Feywild magic surge. You're all surrounded by faint ethereal music for the next minute. Sorry, it couldn't be something more helpful.
It's delightful.
Yeah, you can hear that the kind of morose music of the fairies coming
Hey
through
man,
the
it's like
forest.
a soundtrack.
Ooh,
I always wanted to have this when I fight.
Okay, Greenfist, your turn.
All right. Should I go after that boar thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, it wasn't hurting us. Stay here and help with the things that are trying to kill us.
All right.
I disagree, but
heed
okay.
your advice, and I will stay. So I am going to. So there's just this person in front of me, right? So I'm going to try to kind of hit them with subdual. Maybe we can interrogate them later in some way.
Great.
That's my hope. Let's see how it works out. The 13. I think that hits him.
That'll hit.
And an 18. So the total so far is 13 damage.
Okay. That will actually take him to unconsciousness.
All right. I'll leave him unconscious. And then I see that Kolben is fighting something, but I don't know what. So I will just sort of move over there next to him and look around for stuff.
Okay, as you do that, you feel claws rending your back.
What?
As an invisible skulk strikes you with advantage, 25 to hit, you take 8 slashing and 5 necrotic damage. Should have worn a shirt.
That's what Mom told me. Where does it hit me?
Yeah, right in the back.
Is it like right when I move? Like where do I get hit?
Oh, good call. Yeah, so it's when you leave this space that I'm pinging right now.
Right there. All right, so then I'll just kind of stop there and like
Okay.
be looking around and stuff. And but I don't have an action other than a bonus action, so I don't know if I can do that to look around.
It would be a full action, yeah.
Okay.
So
Then
all right.
I'm just swinging around aimlessly.
we'll go to Corinna.
So is the moonbeam still up? Is that
I think so.
okay?
Yes.
Can I drag this unconscious one into the moonbeam?
Yeah.
Good plan.
Awesome.
Okay, so
So-
that werewolf reverts to the
Let's
form
interact
of
with an object, right?
what looks like a, yeah, sure. Looks like a just a commoner female.
So unconscious human now.
Mhm.
Okay. And I will come over toward Green Fist and say, "What are you doing, man?" Because
There's
to me
like
it
an
looks like
invisible
he's
one
just
around here.
clawing at the
Watch
air.
out. Careful.
Unfortunately,
here.
it's not the type of humanoid that is my favorite enemy, so I can't detect it.
Gotcha.
But I am at the ready and trying very hard to perceive what he's fighting so that it, I'm perfectly willing to believe that he's attacking nothing.
Yeah,
but,
if you
but I'm
want
going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
So you still have your action remaining, right?
That was,
So
yeah.
So you could use your action to make a perception check, or you could try to move around and see if you can just grasp or touch this invisible foe. Or you could, do things like dodge or what have you. Or you could pick a random space to attack and see if it works.
Okay. I'll try attacking this random space between us.
Okay. Green Fist, if you want to give any direction, you certainly can. You have the telepathic link as well.
Yeah. Telepathically, I'll give whatever clues I think I can
Where'd
give.
it come from?
And I kind of tell you based on the scars on my back.
Yeah, so let me say Green Fist is able to point you somewhere to the right of where my arrow is flitting.
Okay.
So not the space you chose initially.
All right.
But you can pick a space to the right of that.
But on his direction, I will try this space.
Great. Okay, make your attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
Invisible creatures are just so devious.
Right. Fair.
Ooh, okay. With a 10, your scimitar strikes through the air, gets nothing. No, you do a bonus action too if you wanted to make your second.
I can try my second attack. Also with disadvantage. Same roll.
Wow, identical. Imagine that. Okay,
Different
well,
stat, same roll.
Yeah. So unfortunately, no progress there.
And I think I have to see a thing to put a hunter's mark on it, and then I can find it if it's invisible to me. But yeah, that's a thing in my mind for next time. But for now, I'm going to. I still have a bonus action. I used a.
Let's see. I think
I think I do.
Because you're a rogue 3, ranger 3.
2.
Is that?
Rogue 3, ranger 2.
So you should. I don't think you have an extra attack, so that second attack would have been your bonus action, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I have dual attack, so I can.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So I'll use my bonus action to stealth up and try to hide. I'll
Cool.
become one with this rock for as much good as that will do me.
Excellent. Make a stealth check, and then we'll go to mist. You love to see it. Sorry, I know what you're doing. Go ahead.
Me? Are you hidden? All right.
I'm a rock.
Cool.
Can't you tell?
Yeah, no, I can't see you at all. And that's the problem. I can't see anything at all, but I heard Colbin, did you say they looked like undeads? I'm gonna turn the undead. I'm gonna summon Mistra. Turn undead. Which actually will destroy undead CR half or lower.
Pretty sure the only thing I said was crap.
If you have information you'd want to share, I think Colbin would know a little bit about these creatures, enough to know that they're strictly speaking humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
Are they? Oh goodness. Why are they not undead?
Because we haven't killed them yet.
That's true.
You're the only person in the Durnall Forest who wishes that they were undead. Why aren't there more undead here?
All right, fine. I won't turn undead then.
Okay.
Instead, I will use my Channel Divinity still and Twilight Sanctuary. So let me put up my aura. Anyone who ends within my aura, which is big, gets the temporary 1d6 plus 5 temp hit points, which let me just roll it so we know how much it is. 7. It'll just be 7. We're not going to roll that all the time. When you end your turn. And would you just turn off my aura?
I didn't mean to.
Oh.
I think we were both doing it at the same time.
Weird. All right. And then bonus action, I am going to healing word myself.
Cool.
Oh, that could have been better. All right. Also, why aren't there more undead? Gee, seriously.
Is that all for Mist?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right, Vash's turn.
I getting attacked by this person, this thing. I just fire back with 2 eldritch shots. I'm kind of at point blank range, but you know.
You've got disadvantage either way, right?
Yeah. Oof. Disadvantage. Let's see.
13 will just miss. So your Eldritch Blast just keeps going straight.
Well. And then another one doing the same at disadvantage.
That one gets it.
Yeah. Woo!
And 8 force damage will take it down.
Yeah. Oh no. As it falls to the ground, I'm just like, oh, were we supposed to? I'm confused. Are we supposed to keep him alive?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
We got a couple. I don't think we need all of them, man. It's cool, Vash.
I don't know. They didn't really mince words. Don't kill.
You'll deal with that later.
And Tola says, if it's between you and them, kill them.
That's all the reinsurance I need. And then I use my, what is it? I can do it as a bonus action is Healing Light from my Celestial Pact. I can heal 1 creature I see within. I can just see it, and then I'll just heal Colbin 1, actually 2d6. So give me a second while I do. 2d6, that's 1, and that's the other, not that one. There we go. 8.
Thank you, Vash.
Yeah, you receive a note that just says healing on it. As Bosch just scribbles it down, basically the note. And it's like a little letter that appears in your hand.
Fun.
You can discard it if you want. It doesn't really do anything.
Meaningful.
Okay, we'll give Vash inspiration for that little character.
Oh, I have that too. Shoot.
Before the enemies go, Antola, you see her transform out of her badger form, and she starts moving toward the group and says, well, we've got to get this over with. We time for this. And she begins casting a spell, which will happen next round. In the meantime, I think Vash and Tola as well will both get the temporary hit points right from the Twilight Sanctuary.
7.
Okay, and then the skulks will go. So Mist, Colbin, you can see the one that's over here with the red dot scrabbling at Mist.
I'm still angry that it's not undead.
Okay, that's a 23 to hit. For 8 slashing, 6 necrotic. And then Corinna, you are going to be attacked. You feel the attack is coming from the very square you struck out at. So if you had rolled higher, you would have gotten it. This is a 20 to hit for 6 slashing and 6 necrotic.
Ouch.
And then both of those creatures move. Who knows where? There are no werewolves conscious, and we'll go to Colbin at the top of the round.
All right.
You hear a voice in your head. Hey man, if you see one of ours, let us know where it is.
Colbin is going to look around, and try to figure out where these creatures might be hiding.
Sure. Yeah, make a perception check.
Just come stand near me and see if you see any of them.
I will say this, Colbin. You saw the one that left that square. I will give you a little arrow here. It fled this way. And then left your
I
sight.
should have gotten an attack of opportunity on it.
Oh, you know what? You did. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a sneak attack, but because if it's going that way, I wouldn't have that. But let's try an attack anyway. That is a 17 for 10 seconds.
Very nice. Okay, let's see. All right, that'll get through.
I don't know if that 8 perception is going to help though. So if you declare that a failure, I'm going to roll a d6 and add it to see if I can turn it into a success.
Cool.
A 14?
Yes, 14 will help you discover. This is on the perception check, right?
This is on the perception check, my action.
So you can see the footprints are now standing directly between Corinna and Greenfist, right where that token just popped up.
All right. So I am going to move up next to it, and I'm going to hold my dagger out. I'm going to say, there. And a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay.
And I will end my turn with that.
It's in my moonbeam.
Perfect.
It entered my moonbeam.
That's true. It did. You'd think I would have thought about that as I was like, why is this moonbeam in the way? Okay, so it rolls a 13 on the save. I think that fails.
Fails. So 8, and then if it says shape change, it goes back.
Okay, I don't think it's a shape change.
I don't think it is either.
But it will take the damage, and as it walks into the moonbeam, you can see it for a moment as it just gets
Radiant. If that matters.
And then I guess strictly speaking, Colbin's damage would then come next, and you would finish it off.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to Greenfist if Colbin's all done.
All right, so I see the one that's to the side here, or do I just know it's there?
Colbin can see it.
Colbin
Feel free
can
to
see it.
shout it
So
out.
You can tell me where it is. Cool. I will attack at it, so this is going to be at disadvantage. I'll roll twice. That's pretty. Come on, come on. 13.
Okay, that'll hit.
9 damage. And I will attack again. But this time with even more panache. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Too bad it's not a crit though. But it's still gonna hit for, it looks like 6 points of damage is the lower of the two.
All right, the skulk falls under your fist. Do you want to give any extra narration to that?
I say, you're like my tour. You're vanished, and there's no refunds, man. And then I don't see any other foes around.
Yeah.
So do I? But I think there are others around. Is that right?
I am going to say that you're all, after a few breathless moments, fairly satisfied that nothing else is aggressively attacking you.
Then I return the energy to the ground from whence it came, man.
Okay, and we can leave initiative order here.
Mm-hmm.
Antola breathes a sigh of relief as she doesn't cast that spell. She says, we're not far now. I wonder if they were guarding the approach to the Moonwell.
Miss just remembered that see invisibility is one of their twilight spells.
And Tola's thinking, don't tell them at this point. It's far too late.
And you try to say it with your inside voice, but because of the
I
psychic
did!
thing,
I
you
did!
say it out loud.
I accidentally told you all.
As you're looking
okay.
around at the end of this, little fight you've had in the clearing, you can see that everybody's face is starting to look strangely gaunt, colorless. You can see like sunken eyes and just a sense of like morose despondency about everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unnatural to the point where you wonder for a second if the others are undead or transforming like these skulks.
I do wonder if they're undead.
Miss tries
Also-
to turn us.
For the second time in the last 5 minutes, Mist is like, undead?
At this point, though, everyone should have 7 temps, okay?
Great, yeah.
So, Also, you're not charmed or frightened if you were. No, not that you were, but you're not. I'm trying my best, okay? Are we out of initiative, though? Because I do want to do
we
some
are.
healing on myself.
Great.
Nobody's got any potions or anything, right? I'm just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Gonna upcast this cure wounds on myself.
Antola says, make what preparations you have, but I think we really should get to the Fountain of Fairy as quickly as we possibly can.
We're good. That was the worst cure wounds ever.
Okay,
I mean,
well.
they're gonna know we're coming because of the one that I didn't chase down. So,
No, you're right. They are. It's okay.
But if
I'm
we're
gonna-
more ready, the advantage will still be ours. So let's just
Do
be
you-
really ready, everybody.
Okay, Colbin, if you see anything invisible, can you immediately let me know?
And Colbin just suddenly jerks up as he's crouching over a corpse and wiping the blood off of it with his hat.
Please?
But yeah, we have these unconscious ones. What do we want to do with those?
Spare the dying, they're fine.
Well, they were already unconscious, but I mean, do we want to I guess we don't have time to interrogate them. We could tie them up or something.
Yeah, we can just leave them
I've
here.
got band-aids for their boo-boos. I have my whole medicine bag.
I will quickly tie them up with whatever manner of expertise I can conjure up.
I'm gonna at least patch the one who has like a slashed throat. That seems unkind.
Just Vash does make a note of whatever Colbin just did. Just is like, man, puts blood on his hat.
Do you have a couple of spare band-aids by any chance? Because I have some boo-boos as well.
Yes, band-aids. I can, I don't actually have a healer's kit, but I can definitely do some more healing.
Ash, go ahead and make an Arcana check, if you would. Okay, you have seen or read about your choice, this behavior before. You know that there are fey creatures called redcaps that, in order to survive, need to bathe their hats in the blood of living creatures.
I keep my thoughts to myself in that one, and I'm like, okay, okay.
You can't. That's funny. Well, Antola looks up and she says, just past that ridge up there, we'll reach the dell where the Fountain of Fairy is. I hope we can get to it. And I hope what we find there is no worse than we found here.
But anyways, Corinna, yeah, I'll get you a cure wounds as well. You asked for heals.
Thank you very much.
That's almost as good as mine. That was upcast.
Okay, well, as Mist, places his hands on Corinna and casts that cure spell, we will go to a break and return as our heroes approach the Fountain of Fairy. Thanks, everyone, so much. See you in just 5 or so minutes. Hello, welcome back. We're here playing through Moon 16-1, Augurs of Spring. Our players have been traveling through the Drenal Forest, which is absolutely overrun with creatures afflicted by the Howling Disease, a strange curse from the Shadowfell. You're in the company of the druid, Antola Pilark, the great druid of the forest, the Drenal Forest. And she has just pointed out to you that only about 15 minutes up a ridge, you'll be able to get a look down on the Fountain of Fairy, where you're not sure what you'll see. She hasn't been to the fountain in some time, so she'll tell you, I truly, this is through your telepathic link, I truly have no idea what we'll find there, but I hope that it's no worse than what we've encountered here. So, heroes, what would you like to do?
No worse is like an upgrade, you know, so like that's great.
Or is it no comma worse?
Let's hope not.
I've never fought a comma before.
You get to see everything this vacation.
I mean, honestly, it's really about the people I've met along the way. Someone should talk about it. It should be like on a shirt or something, you know?
All right, up the hill we go.
Right.
Yeah, as you move through the area, Antola seems to be kind of looking around in confusion. And I know Colbin has been to Fountain of Fairy before. I don't suppose anyone else has. So, Colbin, you'll notice as you're moving in, the land seems to have changed here. You get the impression that you are within a Shadowfell reflection of the Fountain of Fairy. But again, it's not a complete planar transformation. You're kind of in this liminal space between the material realm and the Shadowfell. But you can see huge rocks, jagged rocks that have kind of come up out of the ground where they weren't previously, and an enormous bramble thicket surrounds the ridge that looks down into the dell. So you're unable to reach the spot where Antola anticipated you would get a look down into the Moonwell. And you're forced to look for other means of access. The brambles are just so thick, people would be taking a significant amount of damage just to traverse them.
Yeah,
Well, I
let's
think we
look
had to go around. Yeah, what you said. Around.
I mean, like, we've got, like, people who are totally down with the trees. Like I think you all should, you know, just feel the vibes and what's the safe path. You know what I'm saying?
Is it dim here as well? Because three of us
Yes.
can still see exceptionally well. Can we see any way around it?
Make a perception check.
Do I have
And
advantage
you-
for my exceptional sight? Actually, I'm just gonna use my inspiration that I finally.
Yeah, that works. I was going to say your reward is that you don't have disadvantage. How's that for a punitive DM?
Well.
Ooh. Anyone
Oh,
else could make this check as well. This could be a group check if you choose.
I got a 9 and a 4 for everyone who didn't see what it was in chat. Ugh.
And Antola will help, granting advantage to Corinna. Okay, pretty good. We got an 18, 21, 17. Anything from Colbin?
21.
Very nice. Okay, so everybody succeeded. You managed to find within the brambles, there's a well-concealed entrance to some kind of tunnel. And the walls of the tunnel are made of this jagged, dark stone that's so sharp, you think you could cut yourself on it pretty easily. And as you approach that entrance, you can see within, things are pretty well obscured, but there's just enough of line of sight that you can see a cage, just like the edge of a cage, about 15 feet long, but you don't have any further vantage point to see. Let me bring you over to the map. This tunnel seems to go downward into, you know, this little space within the ridge.
I'm a little worried that they could have trapped it, you know, especially since they know we're coming. Is anyone able to like look for those things?
I can check. Yeah.
Let me see. Is there a rock anywhere? Just
Oh,
a
yeah,
little rock. I take a rock, and I cast light on it, and I just throw it as far as I can down the tunnel.
Okay, first of all, move your token to where you'd like to be, and then make a, we'll just call it a straight dexterity roll. It's essentially a ranged attack without proficiency.
Good thing.
Okay.
Joke's on me. I don't even have a modifier anyway.
Well, 19's not too bad. And actually, you, let me adjust your dark vision so that you can see. Your dark vision should give you enough range that you see there's a hole on the far side of the cavern that seems to lead pretty much directly downward like a chimney shaft. You could throw it in order to avoid that hole or throw it into the hole. Your choice, since you rolled pretty well.
I feel like if I threw it into the hole, no one would see it. We'll just see it go down. So like basically kind of like here. So it can actually like here, because it can illuminate 20 feet of dim light and bright light. Wait, can't read. It will show stuff. It will be bright.
Yeah, great. Okay, so as that strikes the center of the cavern, just dimly, you're able to see everything. So I've now turned on the light in that chamber. At the edge of your vision there from the cavern entrance, you see a creature moving within the crate, and you hear of kind of a deep growling exhale.
Bear, man, and we're waking it up.
I'd like to move forward and check for traps.
Sure, make it your choice. Investigation sounds right, but if you'd rather do perception, I'll go with that.
Would like to use perception.
Great. First thing you see as you're looking around is that you get a good angle and you realize within that cage is a centaur.
I mentally communicate this to everyone else.
Oh, what? Those are real?
Okay. Yeah, they're real.
I heard that because of various technical reasons, you can put one on top of another and they can ride each other. But I don't know if it's true.
What? That sounds fake.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in.
The tour guide is called Jeremy Crawford. He told me that.
I should not reward that, but I'll give you inspiration, Teos.
I'm gonna go in the cavern to see.
I remember telling a friend, writing down a story where this guy's friend's nephew saw one before. It's very interesting.
No. I'm gonna turn shout back out. It has horse feet, legs, paws, hooves.
So, Mist, you're moving in and shouting this back, or I guess telepathically.
Oh no, I'm shouting it. I forgot that we got the thing. I'm shouting it.
Okay, so as you walk in, the centaur kind of rears and stands up.
Hello.
You can see based on his
you're
appearance,
part tiger too.
He looks pretty badly worn down. His face has that same gaunt aspect that the rest of yours are taking on in the Shadowfell. And he has tears that have streaked down his face. He looks like his skin is like almost just dying on the bones. He looks so pale. And he kind of coughs and sputters. And as he breathes again, it's like this husky, labored breathing. And he looks and says, "You, little one, what do you want here?"
Why are you in a cage? Should we let you? Are you do you require assistance?
You can tell Winme that her torturers can have their way. I have nothing left to hold back.
Oh, yep, no, we're not torturers. Guys, someone needs a rescue.
Oh, cool. I'll move forward.
I'm gonna go over here and like try to like literally, I don't know if it's locked or what, but literally try to like pry this cage open with all my strength.
Yeah,
It's my roll to search for traps, find any traps that they've now walked into.
Fortunately, let's see. You rolled a pretty high, right, Corinna?
24.
Okay, so you are quite confident there's no traps. So you come to that conclusion about a minute after Mist has charged into the cavern. But luckily, things are working in your favor. There's a big old padlock, just a simple padlock, sitting on that cage door.
I'm trying to yank it off. I got a 19 athletics.
We're like totally friendly. And if we can help you, we totally will, Centaur dude.
I tap Mist's shoulder with my lockpick and brandish it.
Oh, that better idea. Yep.
And Colvin has some too. Like,
I'm very strong. Thank you.
Well, Mist has already kind of like bent the padlock out of shape, and it just snaps underneath any further exertion that you give it.
Put that tool away for later.
Colvin will, as he's freed. Look at that amazing lockpicker, Mist.
Yeah, lock. Might as well be undead.
I'll use my my Phalos background feature with Feywild Connection.
Oh, I have a background.
So fake creatures are inclined to come to your aid if you're lost or need help. They recognize me as one of their own. And I'm gonna look at him and say, where's your herd? Shouldn't you be roaming the plains in the Feywild, or?
They're far from this place. I was taken captive as I strolled through a Feywild passage. My kinsfolk, I have no idea where they've gone. You notice that he's not getting up to exit the cage. Now, if you want to say some more, feel free, but because of your connection, I will just say you'll have advantage on any social checks you make.
I'll say, are you hurt? Is one of your legs broken?
Yeah.
My leg? No. The hurt lies deeper within. I fear I shall never recover.
Do you need some spiritual healing? Can I cast some restoring upon your soul?
He just rolls his head back, looks upward at the cavern ceiling, and lets out this piteous wail as though he has nothing left to offer the world.
Oh no. Okay, so can I like do a medicine check and see if I can figure out if there's anything I can do for this guy?
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay. Come on, don't fail me now.
You see he is catching your eye, Colvin, like, clearly recognizing the kinship, but there's something more that needs to reach him.
14.
Okay, with a 14, you're fairly confident he doesn't have any physical malady, but it lines up with all the Howling Disease symptoms you've seen up till now, except that he has not transformed fully.
I want to feed him to start. Just get food, just regular old food.
Through the link, I asked Colvin, do you think he needs a hug?
Maybe. I'm gonna say, can you tell me a little bit about your pack? Your herd?
It all seems so far away now.
Do your best.
I had a mate once. Yes, not so long ago. And we used to dwell in the fields. Her name was Aramiri.
Paint me a picture. Tell me about the last time you were with Aramiri.
I don't remember her face, he says, and starts sobbing.
I'll fight whoever took your mate. Point me at him.
He says, there's no point to fighting.
Is she
But there is, man. You wouldn't
I
believe
got
the
a
things
point
we
right
accomplish.
here.
What's down the pit?
The were-tigers dwell there. They guard the entrance into the Moonwell. I don't know.
We're gonna take him down. Maybe the water of the Moonwell will heal you, man.
There's some creature, something with a gem set in its chest, like some terrible heart. I don't know what it all means, but they tortured me, and eventually the were-tigers bit me. I've never known fey creatures to succumb to something like lycanthropy, but I can feel the change.
So Mist remembers the weird gem that was like braided into Aaron's mane. Is it the same as do I have a feeling that he's talking about the same kind of thing?
That is a good question.
If so, I'm gonna go stab it with this horn.
Yeah. Go ahead and
Religion?
no check necessary. I would say that you're fairly certain this is some kind of magical source that has corrupted whichever person he's describing.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna let him know I've seen this before and I have the cure. It's a magical unicorn horn.
Who would like to make a persuasion check? Now, Colvin will have advantage, so that maybe great. Go ahead.
All right, so.
And feel free if you want to role play any final interaction.
I'm gonna say, listen. You might not remember right now because of the situation you're in, but I promise you, once you have the grasses under your hooves and the wide open spaces above your face, you'll remember, and she'll be there waiting for you. I promise you that.
Okay, make your roll with advantage.
All right, let's go, bucko.
And if you don't already have it, I'll give you inspiration. It's beautiful.
15 and 18. So an 18. And you know what? I really need to connect. So I'm going to throw. Oh, I don't know if it's a success or a failure. I have to ask, is it a success or a failure?
It is a success.
Okay.
So no need to expend any further resources. As you look him in the eye, you can see your own green eyes reflected in his, and there's a shift. His whole face begins to shift. His countenance becomes warm again. Although he is still diseased, you sense that any despair that is set in from his being caged in the Shadowfell, effectively, is gone. And he just looks at you and he says, "Thank you. I think I will stand." And then he moves out of the cage.
I'm gonna say, hold on. I was using this, and I'll reach out and I'll take off my periapt and I'll put it on him. I said, this might help you for a little while. Hold on to it tight until you start feeling it work. And I will offer him my periapt of health, making him immune to disease.
Okay. Unfortunately, the howling disease is a misnomer and is not actually a disease.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
So we don't know that.
You see, as he puts it on, he kind of bows to you, and there's unfortunately no change, but he is holding it tight, and it seems to mean a lot to him.
It takes a while to work, you know.
We'll
I think
be right
when we
back.
were at the Karamore, didn't she say it was not actually a disease?
Yeah.
So I think you do know that.
Does anyone have something that restores? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a disease though. It's a curse, we were told. So I don't have that. But if you want to stick with us, I didn't catch your name.
My name
I'm sorry.
is Kiralis.
Yes, Kiralis. If you want to stick with us though, I'm an acolyte of the church, and when we go back to the church, they specialize in removing the bad things from the people. And you're a people. Don't let anyone tell you different.
He smiles for the first time since you've been talking, and he says, "I will follow you, but I cannot go down there again."
Oh no, you can stay up here. We'll you don't.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. You rest, you eat. We'll back in a jiffy.
So, do you eat like meat and potatoes, or do you eat hay? Like, what should we leave you?
Meat
Gave
and
him a fruit
potatoes.
and nut
Two
bar.
things, one for each half.
I gave him a fruit and nut bar. Okay.
I'm really not in the mood for centaur questions.
If you're not careful, he'll eat you. Okay.
So he comes out of the cage and he will kind of position himself just at the mouth of the cavern, still kind of lying down.
Yeah. Just shout if anything bad happens, and we'll come. Yeah.
He kind of looks with concern over at the hole in the floor, and he says,
No, we're going that way.
He says, I fear they may have already heard you.
Yeah, well, that ship sailed.
And it's at this point that you hear a long howl coming from the caverns below. It's echoing, but it seems pretty close at hand. And I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Are we a-wooing? We can a-woo back at it. You think, Colbin, we should let them know?
A woo?
A woo. They're howling. A woo. No. I don't have.
Try to sneak up a little bit.
Got a 12. I think you've got the worst one yet.
Okay, saving the DC on the save is not too high, so you just need an 11.
Oh, good. We're all good.
Yeah, great.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So none of you succumbs any further to the fear of this howl. But you can hear there's at least 5 different howls going on below. And now as they continue, they start to recede. And the centaur, Keralis, says, my friend, Dryad, is down there. If you can save her, I'd be very grateful. But be careful, the were-tigers have been experimenting, infecting, doing all kinds of ill to my folk.
Moonbeam, got it. Where? Tigers. They're not undead. I know how to handle this.
I mean, so Mist, do you think that maybe you should like apply some sort of like poultice to my wounds, or am I totally good to keep going?
Oh, you're right. We should have some poultice like stuff.
I mean, I'm good for a couple of tigers, but there might be a whole mess of them down there. I just don't know how many tigers there are, you know?
Yeah. No, you have a very good point. Where's the spell?
By the way, I hear if we ride a tiger, like that's a cool thing. You don't get to ride were-tigers very often.
Let's see.
I'm gonna try it.
So if you let me cast my Aura of Vitality now, I can do 2d6 hit points 10 times. It lasts a minute.
Why do people say this subclass is broken? I don't get it.
That's not even a Twilight Cleric. That's a spell.
Oh, that's just the normal, yeah.
Yeah.
You could put it over the pit, like at the bottom of the pit, so we like fall and heal.
No. I could just cast now and then bonus action to just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, 2d6 hit points around and around until my minute's up.
At this point, during your telepathic discussion, all of the sounds from below have disappeared, and you just hear the quiet echo of an empty chamber.
All right, though. Will you, as the DM, allow me to do that, cheese?
I think we should go.
Yeah, I think you should maybe
Okay.
see what you're dealing with before you make any rash choices.
Okay, fine.
But I'll allow any kind of cheese you want.
All right, let's
Climb down.
Yeah, let's climb
Colton is
down.
already tying on a piton, dropping rope, so everybody can make their way down safely.
How deep is it?
It's only about 10 feet down, but then from there, there's another 10-foot drop.
I just
And
dropped
everything's
down.
sharp, so it's just better to be careful.
Oh, I'm just gonna climb. I've got good claws.
I slow fall down because it's like a class feature, and I have all kinds of class features I never get to use.
Okay, so
Okay. Anyways, we go down.
yes, let me bring you down. Antola's coming with you, of course. You drop into a fairly large chamber. It looks completely empty, and you can see signs of hasty retreat and gathering of materials. There's a large flat stone, like a table, set on that eastern side. And it looks like someone was recently lying on it, and there are bits of broken and crushed herbs, as well as some little wooden pots filled with various reagents. Clearly something alchemical was going on here.
Nothing like herbal, medicinal that I'd recognize.
Yeah, make your choice. Let's do like nature check and adding your proficiency bonus with herbalism kit.
Yeah, that's not great. So, and then add plus 7.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to recognize any process you're aware of, but you can recognize some of the materials themselves, and they seem to be toxins rather than healing.
Don't eat these herbs.
Hope will say, I don't plan on it. And then I'm going to smash every single one of them.
Okay.
And you know, against the wall, you know, just...
Don't burn them either. That seems like a bad plan also.
That'd be bad.
Crumpled in a corner, Vash, you notice that there is a piece of fabric and it's wriggling. It's kind of like shuddering or trembling.
I just poke it. I just is like,
yeah,
with, not with my finger, just like a stick or something, just like try to just move it to see what's under it and like what's this wriggling
it
going
seems
on.
like a piece of cloth, like a cloak, and as you kind of get a stick under it and poke it around, it seems to be magically moving. But it's kind of cast off, as though maybe it was like taken from someone and then just thrown in the corner. And the cloak kind of like peeks up the collar so that as if it's looking at you, and then it just goes and billows as though a great dramatic wind is striking it.
Huh. I say in my head, and I'm like, I guess I just stare at it and I'm like, I just reach out and I'm like,
it's kind of mimicking your actions, like it reaches out a little hem of the cloak.
I should be able to cast mending on it if it's a little tattered.
Sure, yeah.
It just looks like something. So is it, where is it exactly? I totally
it's just in the north corner up here. So if once you mend it, it gives like a little joyous kind of tremble, and then it swings itself around your shoulders and lets you wear it. This is a cloak of billowing. As a bonus action, you can make it billow dramatically as though it's
the best magic item ever.
So majestic, Vash. So majestic.
Really looks good on you.
Can I make it billow?
Oh yeah, yeah.
My blowness. This is
Why
cool.
stop? Just always billow. When in doubt, billow.
This will be. I like it voices now. I don't have to do message for now. I'm like, it's be great to show to everyone else back home.
Now, does anyone else want to do something in terms of investigation, looking around this area? There seem to be, remains of whatever this hasty process was. Unfortunately, Mist is at a loss, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like they were trying to do some kind of occult ritual, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not medicine. 18! Ha!
Ooh. Okay, so this is with a religion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that they were experimenting on people down here. You see enough like spots of blood that it looks like humanoids were experimented on, but on the table slab, you see bits of what looks like dryad flesh. it's like bark, but if you look underneath it, you can see kind of the sinews that would make that dryad, and you're able to identify it based on your religion.
Ooh, and we've been raided.
Nice.
Hey, welcome, Raiders.
Oh man, yeah. Hello, friends.
Yay.
All right.
TPK roleplay.
They're
Thanks so much.
experimenting on humans and turning them into.
This is terrible.
They're turning them into things, and we saw things turn into peoples.
If we had time, I'd organize a petition against this, but we're just gonna have to settle this the old-fashioned way.
The peoples are the things.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta.
I don't know what to do with this newfound knowledge, but I've discovered a connection.
And Tola will cross the chamber toward the slab. Notice everything that Mist is identifying, kind of make eye contact with you, Mist, and then you see her fill with rage. And she begins walking very determined toward the exit on the eastern side of the cavern.
I'm with you, Anatola.
We gotta go. Yep, let's go.
Okay. Sounds like everyone's moving ahead.
Yes.
All right.
She knows what she's about.
Let me
Our
bring
outrage is full throttle.
Perfect. No better state. It's like you're on Twitter.
Too real,
So,
Graham. Too real.
As the party charges out from this dark cavern of strange experiments, you exit into the dell where the Fountain of Fairy exists. What you see is an absolutely sickening sight. Around the moonwell there, normally it's at like this wonderful, beautiful, clear pool, and there's a ring of standing stones that encircle it. All those stones are stained with blood and filth. And the great tree that once dwelt, right there at the head of the pool is shriveled. It seems to have moved its branches inward like a dead spider's legs. And there's kind of this hazy darkness coming up from within the moonwell. The water of the well itself is black as pitch. It looks like oil or tar. And rippling inside it, you can vaguely see images of what look like writhing bodies or tortured souls, maybe. It's unclear how substantial they are. Let me bring us over to the map. There are also a number of creatures surrounding it. You can see two about horse-sized hounds. They look like maybe the bodies of dogs, but they have like these strange human-like faces with beards, pointed bat ears, and their mouths are dripping with blood. You see standing behind standing stones, ready for a fight, are two were-tigers, a male and a female. And their bodies, they look like they're kind of shadow infused. So you can see wisps of smoke kind of dancing around their form. And at the back of all of this, behind the standing stones, you see a form that Kolben recognizes right away. Antola gasps and drops to her knees. Kolben, you see Huden. You knew he was one of Antola's under-druids who had served at this moonwell. And he now seems to be conducting or leading whatever this strange defilement is. At his chest is a glowing red gem, and it's got what look like spikes of energy striking out from it, splitting up his body, and then kind of peering out from those cracks is this red light, and it also glows in his eyes. And he grins almost in a way that matches your too wide grin we've seen, Kolben. And he says, "Oh, Antola, I'm so sorry. You came here thinking you could save the Moonwell? The Earthmother has no power here anymore. Kauth has seen to that." And with that, all of these forces arrayed against you charge.
This feels like a great time to drop my aura of vitality, so I'm gonna do that.
Very nice.
All right.
Let's roll initiative.
And do we see the gem that we in one of them?
Yeah, it's like right in his chest. This is Huden, the druid back here.
Okay, so it is in the guy back there. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him a little red dot to remind us.
All right. Oh, well, really? So 3 healing points to me to start and 9 over to Green Fist. And then we do the thing. Where's my token this time? I'm going to do this. Yeah. All right, so if you stay in the aura, I can bonus action heal you.
Telepathically, I say, I'm going to go for that gem.
It's this guy?
Great.
Okay, take this. Or I won't, I'll be like, take the unicorn horn.
Now, before we actually begin any rounds here of this initiative, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. This is against the Shadowfell Despair, which is so palpable here, it almost hits you like a physical force. Okay, looks like... Oh, Green Fist, do you have advantage? Oh, I see. You rolled initiative and then wisdom. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, Kolben and Corinna, you both fail.
Ooh.
Do we get everyone else? Looks like we got everyone. Okay. So would you each roll me a d10, please, Kolben and Corinna? Huden pulls up what looks like a staff from the ground, and you can see it flashes like a bolt of lightning in his hand. Okay, with a 5. Corinna.
Yes.
You gain a paranoia. You have disadvantage on all wisdom saving throws from now on, and ability checks. Whoa, all wisdom saving throws and wisdom ability checks. And then you gain the flaw, everyone's out to get me. That's up to you how you want to role play that.
You're only saying that
Kolben.
because you're out to get me.
Perfect.
Exactly.
You got the idea. Kolben gains apathy. So I'm just laughing because this might be the first time Kolben ever has any chill. You have disadvantage on death saving throws and on dexterity checks for initiative. I think for now, though, we'll say your initiative you already rolled stands. And you gain the flaw, I don't believe I can make a difference to anyone or anything. So the rest of you see that as they make this this shift, their bodies actually change and start to look like the kind of skulky husks that you saw when those creatures became visible to you.
I kind of hutch over a little bit like a defensive animal.
Need to add Teos into the rotation.
Thank you, will do. And I'm going to add Antola as well.
14.
Okay,
Oh,
I think we're
Kolben,
ready.
who do you think we should go for?
I'm running well too.
Betrayer.
Okay. That's not very helpful.
The other thing you see before we begin initiative is that lying here on the floor of the glade is the Dryad. It looks as though her bark has been taken off completely, and so it's like the equivalent of seeing someone flayed, but underneath is this like kind of pale green, when you can see sap running out of her like blood.
Mist, you've got to help her.
Okay.
Yep.
Kolben's first.
Do that.
I'm going to scream at Huden. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Um, and I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike. Then
In
I'm going.
response, he just opens his mouth, and you hear this laughter that doesn't sound like him. You hear.
All right, so Zephyr Strike. And then I'm going to run 30 feet. But if I discharge an attack, I can run another 30. So I will. I'll run to right there, and then I'm going to take a dagger. I'm going to chuck it right at it. I didn't stop to take the unicorn horn because it's pointless.
Oh.
Have to.
I get it now. Okay, what is your attack roll?
Yeah.
Clearly has a point.
All right, so Psychic Blade, 1 attack with advantage. Shift and do this thing. A 20 to hit.
That'll do it.
16 Psychic plus an extra D4 plus an extra D8.
Quite a hit.
Plus 1d8. Yeah, because sneak attack will go off because I had advantage on the attack and add another 9 to it, so 25 Psychic.
Great.
Kapow.
He
That's all my
takes
actions.
that hit like a champ, and again, out of his mouth, you hear, "Why have you come to this place?"
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Antola will be next. She is going to begin casting a wall of fire, and you just see this line of flame reach across the battlefield. And I'll put that in place. Meanwhile, we'll go to the strange fey dogs, horse-sized dogs. So she's going to put that wall of fire right there. When she does that, those creatures are going to make dexterity saves. Okay, they both fail and take full damage. All right, the hounds leap forward as if they're charging or leap or like jumping like a beast, but they go into the air, and you see their claws strike through the air as though they're like flying, along the ground, along the wind. Sorry, running along the wind, and they are going to reach. This one will reach Green Fist. The other one is going to dash up to Vash. And then the one that dashed to Vash does not get an action, since that was its action. Not going to attack. And then the other one is going to pounce. Sorry, not pounce. Wrong stat block. It is going to bite. Oh, only an 8 to hit. So I think that'll probably miss, we hope, Green Fist.
Yeah, I dodged to the side.
Okay. Next is Huden. He begins moving his hands through the air, and you can see the shadow that's coming out of the moon well start to form around his fingers, and he makes a blast in the direction of a single creature. Ooh, he is going to pick, just for the sake of drama, he'll pick Kolben. Kolben, if you would make a wisdom saving throw. Now, did we establish you have... Are you the one who has disadvantage on those, or was that Corinna? Okay, great. Oof. Okay, with a 5, you are magically teleported 60 feet, along with everything you're wearing and carrying. You land in the Moonwell itself. You can feel this kind of oily liquid all around you, soaking your clothing, and you take some psychic damage. So the good news is it does not do damage to anyone around you. Like there's this burst of psychic energy, but it doesn't hurt any of your friends because you had charged up. However, you take 15 psychic damage. And then we'll go to Vash. You've got this enormous Feywild hound bearing down on you.
I don't like that. What I do right in front, I don't want it to. Just don't want it. I cast just right in front of me. I cast Witch Bolt at it.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. So I can.
The Witch Bolt would be with disadvantage, just
Darn.
in case that affects.
That's.
Yeah,
That
any
is
range
true.
spell.
That is true. Instead, I will just do a cast Sacred Flame instead.
Okay.
Just point it with. I just point at it, and it needs to pass a Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dex save is go a 23. Ooh, that was a natural 20.
Well, never mind.
You hate to see it.
Oops. And then I will cast. I has a bonus action. Will not billow my cape, unfortunately. I will just heal using. I would cast Healing Light on myself with one of my d6s. So. 1.
Oof. Okay.
What is it? 1? Yeah.
It's a 1.
It's a 1.
Good. Bye. You're right.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You're fine.
Okay. The were-tigers are dodging. We'll go to Mist. Oh, I'm sorry. One of them is going to move out of the wall of fire.
I wasn't
Already
going
took the
to say
damage.
anything about that.
Yeah.
I was like really
You were
excited.
gonna
about
stop
this.
Does he take damage for starting his turn in it?
Yes, yeah. I already did it.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna use my bonus action from my aura to give Vash the 2d6, so 9. Then with my action, I can't do it. I don't want to get close enough to touch it. With my action, shoot. I'm gonna get close enough to touch it. No.
Mist
Which one's
wrestling
already?
with himself.
I know. What's already been injured? I'm gonna toll the dead something that's already been hit.
The hound that is directly in front of Green Fist.
All right, I'm gonna toll the dead on that.
Okay. Saving throw.
This one.
No, running.
Is a 4.
Yeah,
It'll
12
take me
necrotic.
12.
Nice.
Bong.
Then just in case, let's see. 25, 30. This is a poor choice, but I'm gonna go around here so I can get the dryad in my aura.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Okay, Green Fist. This thing
Okay,
is
so
like,
Green-
8 feet in the air right above you.
Yeah, I will attack it. And so I kind of, I'm very leapy, so I will jump up as I'm like battling it. So first I'll attack it with my spear. And that doesn't look too impressive. A 14?
14 does hit.
All right. So it is going to take 7 damage from that. I'll attack a second time. That is even more for 9 points of damage.
Okay,
Then
you
I will...
spear it like a beast meant for a feast, and the hound makes this human-sounding wail and then collapses in front of you.
Oh, sweet. I was going to try to push it into the fire, but I don't need to. So then I will move. And what I'll do is I will go... So I, as I'm moving, I get to where the Dryad is, and I just glance down her as I pass. Does she look alive?
She does look alive.
Okay, so I will let you know that, Mist. And then I'll continue with a leap over the pool. So that's there, and my dash to keep going. So I will be next to him, next to our bad guy.
Great. Wow.
Next to Huden. And unfortunately, I can't also attack him. But that's pretty good. I do get all the way there, and I look at him menacingly and say, "Your time of terror has come to an end. We have centaurs on our side, and we know how they work." I totally messed up my voice. I have to add, man.
We know how they work, man.
Okay, anything else for Green Fist?
Oh.
Thank you.
Corinna.
Okay. I will come over here next to Vosh, and I will sneak attack this horse dog flying thing. How far above the ground is it?
8 to 10 feet.
Okay. So that's within reach.
Yeah, you could reach up and grab it.
Yeah. Or do a spectacular cinematic leap.
Of course, yeah. Much more interesting than reaching.
And luckily I had advantage because Vosh is next to it.
Very cool. Yes, a 15 will hit.
So that's 13 damage with the first hit.
Okay.
And that'll hit for 6.
Okay, 2 very good scimitar swipes. You can see rather than blood, it's dripping like this green liquid. And as it strikes the ground, you can see flowers like bloom and then wilt and die.
That's so sad.
I aim to please.
Anything
Anything else for Corinna?
When I come down to the ground, I kneel at the flowers and sort of try to, like, I'm trying to touch them and not touch them and keep them alive with the force of my will.
Okay, cool.
That's my turn.
At the end of the round, you all hear this howling as of gigantic hounds in the forest around you. Please make wisdom saving throws, everybody.
And a disadvantage on those.
At disadvantage.
I think I'm gonna use my hot inspiration to reroll that.
Can I guidance myself?
Not for this, because it takes an
Okay.
action. Yeah.
5, 13.
Okay, the DC is only 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Irrelevant then. Also 13.
So looks like Vash succeeded. Was it advantage? Great. Very cool. Okay, everyone's good. Then we'll go back to the top of the order with Colvin. A lot going on. Let me quickly kind of sum up the battlefield here. You've got 2 were-tigers that are kind of acting defensively, as well as one of the Yeth-hounds has been taken down. The other is sliced up by Corinna, and then you see this sort of strange spectral form moving towards you, Colvin, from beside the tree, as well as, of course, our main villain, Huden, who is standing there next to Green Fist with a big red orb in his chest.
So Colvin will scream, leap out of that well, and then with the speed of a quickling, will run right past the tiger, not even caring, because he doesn't have to. He doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Excellent.
I'm gonna race right up to Huden's back, and I'm gonna continue with the stabbing. But I'm gonna ask you a question because
Sure.
I forgot. Last round I should have attacked him twice, and I didn't.
Yeah, we can do it now. No problem.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him,
Okay.
but we're not going to apply the Hunter's Mark to the second attack. It should happen on the first round.
No problem.
So attack number 1, blades. A 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Excellent. I'm going to re-roll that 2 on sneak attack. It becomes a 5. So I add 3 to the total damage. I need to add an extra d6 for Hunter's Mark and an extra d4 for favored. So another 6. So 25 points of damage.
Very nice.
First attack.
Nice.
Then with the second attack, this is the one that I want to add under Hunter's Mark to. So I need to go to bonus action attacks. Psychic Blades, bonus attack. I will add a d6 if I hit. This is a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay. Then that
He
will
seems
be
to
the
be
end of
like encrusted with some kind of natural armor from this shadow infusion.
nothing more stabbing can't fix. I'll end my turn there.
Great. Okay, Antola, keeping concentration on her wall of fire, is going to shift form. She says, "This is a trick I learned from Quentinaris," and she transforms into a T-Rex. I don't know if anyone's seen a T-Rex before.
I don't know, but it looks like a gigantic version of me. That I don't know if I could say that.
Pretty much.
Someone who I
Impressive.
knew, my friend's brother's sister, told me a story about this one too.
Great.
Where's its feathers?
Some of you would, yeah, exactly. It's got feathers along its back, like a weird mullet. I saw that museum exhibit. And that's her action. So that'll be her turn. And we'll go to the Yethhound. The remaining Yethhound is going to bite down toward Corinna once again. Let me take that back. First, it is going to bay balefully. Every enemy within 300 feet of it, which would include everybody here, must make another wisdom saving throw. Slightly higher DC on this one.
Oh.
Okay, so it looks like Colbin and Corinna. Did we get one from Mist?
Nope, one sec.
Didn't know if I missed it.
Go, get out. 11.
Okay, Corinna, Mist, and Colbin. The three of you are frightened. You're frightened of this Yethhound until the end of its next turn or until it's incapacitated. When you start your turn within 30 feet of it, you must use all your movement to get as far from it as you can and must finish the move before taking an action.
Good news,
Most
that was the
direct
plan.
route, even if hazards lie in the way. And those of you who saved are now immune to this effect. And then we'll go to, before we get to Hewden's turn, this spectral figure, which some of you recognize as a shadow entity called an Alip. It has kind of these wispy tendrils of shadow writhing around it.
It's probably not undead. No.
It's going to move upward toward Colbin, whom it just spied moving out of the Moonwell. A second one also appears emerging from one of the standing stones. And they both attack Colbin.
Oh, Colbin!
As they move towards you, you just hear like this wailing, whispers of strange gibberish and madness. As they do that, they're attacking with their touch, however. So we get 2
It's a bad touch, man.
melee attacks. I think they'll both miss, 13 and 9. So we'll go to Hewden. Hewden, looking at Colbin, glares at you. And again, this strange voice, which seems not to be his, says, "This moon well shall not recover. I will be gone long before you cleanse it." And then he is going to strike Kolben with this kind of lightning-looking staff that he's holding.
Okay. I do not have another bow.
And it is a
We get
14 on the
cats
first one, which
and
misses.
cats.
Second one is a crit as he drives it right into your chest. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're going to take 12 bludgeoning damage from the strike, and then
No.
You take an amount of psychic damage. And I'm sorry to say you are incapacitated until the
That's
end of
okay.
its next turn.
He just got Telesto killed, so.
So I think let's see, you can still move, you just can't take actions or
Yeah,
reactions.
there's no fear.
And the psychic damage is 30. Pretty significant. And then Huden is going to...
Oh.
Sorry, son.
He's
Do
going
something nice.
phase through Kolben out of Greenfist's area, threat range. Let me see. Does he provoke opportunity attacks?
Should.
I can still provoke. Go ahead if you want one. Greenfist.
Sure, I will attack.
You sense that now he's kind of knocked Kolben off his game for a moment. He's focusing his attention on Antola.
Well, that was foolish. So he can take 6 points of not focusing damage.
Great.
And unfortunately, I can't do more than that, but that's...
Okay.
Actually, can I stun him?
Ooh.
That's
Do
not
the key
just
points.
flurry. Yeah, so I think I can do that.
Yeah, I think you can.
So I will
Alright.
spend a key point, and he can make a Constitution saving throw.
Bring on that monk cheese. Constitution save is a 23.
Yeah.
So he'll move down to the edge of the moonwell. You can see his finger kind of like daintily drags through that sludge. And we'll go to Vash.
All right. I guess I'll have to deal with the thing in front of me still. So I am going to cast, first off, using my bonus action, cast Spirit Shroud, which it's, I don't know if it showed up, but there it is. So just as I cast / write my spell, it's not necessarily this is really just like flavor. It's just, instead of the spirits of the dead, it's like sheets of just little paper around me instead, like a shroud.
Okay.
I hope the Cloak of Billowing is having a great old time. And it will, from now on until the spell ends, the attack will do an extra d8 damage and hit a creature. The damage is, I'm going to choose the damage is radiant.
Great.
But as my action, I will cast Mind Sliver. So.
Okay. This is on the hound there?
Yes, the hound.
Great. Intelligence save is not great. It's a 9.
Let's go. It will do that. Nice. 5! We're really rolling them ones on damage, but that's okay.
It's one of
You
those
add the
ones,
extra D8.
Ah, yes,
Oh,
I
yeah?
should do the D8. Where'd it go?
You could just, yeah, there you go.
There we go. 9.
Okay, very nice.
And that's everything. So I'm just gonna.
Great. The were-tigers look at one another with a sense of coordination, and then they are both going to draw their longbows and loose them at Greenfist. So a 22 and a natural 1 from the first one.
The 22 could hit. I will try to deflect it. Let's see if I can. I always forget how to do this. Is it /R?
I think you deflect the damage, right? So it like reduces the damage by...
Yep. So I will reduce it by 10.
Great. You can catch it if you want.
I can throw it back at it if it's within, let's see, if it's within 2060. So I can try to even throw it back. Yeah, it's that red one.
Perfect.
With proficiency, so it's just like a dex attack, basically. So we'll just call it this. So that definitely hits.
Excellent. 24.
Counts as a monk weapon, so it is basically.
You know what? As you throw it back, the arrow does not harm them because it's not magical.
Oh, but we had a good time.
It was fun to imagine.
Yeah.
Second one.
You catch it. Hey, check this out.
Yeah. The second one will hit you with the 21, dealing 6 piercing damage.
All right. I will take that.
And we'll go to Mist.
All right. Mist is going to sprint over here. I can make it. No, one more. Right. Nope, got too far. You know what? I think that's
You're trudging through the Moonwell?
Yeah, I'm trudging right through the How deep is it?
It's pretty deep. You'll have to swim. So it'll be difficult terrain.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Although I'm trying to, there we go. Get Colbin right there on the edge of that. I've gone as far as I could possibly go. So let me drop that bonus action 2d6 healing on Colbin. So that's 10 healing. Then I'm going to, Huden has been injured, but I can't quite reach you. So I'm just going to toll the dead on Huden.
Okay. His wisdom save is a 29. Another natural 20.
Ouch. All right, well then absolutely nothing.
I need to share this with you as players. Okay, that's all for Mist.
I'm so upset too, because I got 20 necrotic damage.
Okay, Greenfist, go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
That's it.
Greenfist tries to hide but can't hide the fact that he's very offended about how everybody concluded he was completely not a problem and they went after Colbin, even though it's probably accurate. But he will go up to his friend Huden, and so I forget what we did last time when we were trying to remove the gem. Like, do I think I can pry it out with this unicorn horn?
Yeah, essentially, it would be an attack roll against him with disadvantage to specifically try and get the stone out.
Cool. So
For the last one, we didn't do that. We just stabbed it to death with the unicorn horn.
Well, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it by using my inspiration. So I'll just do one attack.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Ooh, that's not great.
Yeah, 13, unfortunately, will not make it.
All right, so I will flurry.
Okay.
And try to do it 2 more times. But these all have to be with disadvantage, so I'll roll them twice. Back about the second time.
I see it.
Yeah.
Just a 20.
So just a 20. So then 17.
17 is the armor class. That'll hit.
All right. So I'm trying to pry this thing out. Does it come out at all?
How much damage do you do?
My damage is going to be 9.
Okay, you sense you've made some progress, like you're kind of chipping away at that natural armor.
So my second part of the flurry is either an 18 or a 14.
Okay, unfortunately that one does not hit.
All right. And then since I flurried, I can... No, I don't know. I don't want to do that. Well, yeah, actually I could have knocked him prone. So I will... Yeah, I don't think he needs his reactions. So he can make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, it's a 25.
He's good at saving. I'll give him that. Next round. All right, I'm done.
I know, I'm like, haven't rolled below 18 with him on those saves. Okay, Corinna.
Okay, I am afraid of this creature that I just opened the belly of. So I have 60 feet.
The bad news is that you can't cross its plane where it's standing, so you have to run off the map essentially.
Well,
So don't worry too much about distance, but we'll just put you on the edge.
so about there. Is where I can run to.
Okay, well that was Vash, but yeah, we'll get
Oh,
you. No problem.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I shouldn't even be able to pick you up. I'm sorry. And from here, I kind of shake my head and try to get my senses about me. And I'm still afraid of it, but
So that'll just impose disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks while you can see it.
okay. So I know that it's out to get me. So I'm going to try to attack it with disadvantage from here.
Cool.
With come on. With this bow that is also in my inventory. Come on.
Great. Oh,
That was pretty good for disadvantage.
Yeah, 22. That'll
So
hit.
that's 7 piercing.
Okay.
And I only get 1 attack because it's not melee.
All right.
And as my bonus action, I will hide.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
don't know
there's
how
enough
I'm going to
mist.
hide out here in the middle of nowhere, but I'm sure going to
There-
try
Yeah,
because
there's like some brambles and trees. You can...
I am terrified and everything's out to get me, and maybe it can't see me if I cover my eyes.
Great. Go ahead and make a stealth check. Meanwhile, we'll go on to Colvin.
Right. So, thank you very much, Mist, for getting me back to consciousness. I just reawakened in the same mood I was in before. So I will kip up to my feet. I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the most Colvin thing possible. I'm gonna run right through an alley because it's insubstantial and can't stop my movement. So I'm gonna
Sure.
move through it square. I'm gonna move to here. Running right through the ghosts, and I'm just gonna come in stabbing.
Okay.
I only get the 1 attack, but hopefully I can make it worth it. A 17 to hit.
That is the armor class.
All right, I get 16 damage plus. Oh wait, I'm gonna reroll one of those 6s. That's 5, and I get to add an additional 1d4. I don't have my hunter's mark anymore. Another 2. So that means I'm going to add 6 more damage to that. That's going to be 22 points of psychic.
You have really pummeled him up till this point. He's looking pretty hurt.
But not hurt enough. So I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay. Antola will make some T-Rex attacks. She'll strike against the Yeth Hound. It's going to be a bite first. .24 to hit for 40 piercing damage. She munches onto it and flings it dead across the battlefield. opening up Vash for a little more mobility here. It'll just plop down there. And then she's going to turn. Oh, I don't know if she can, with her movement, reach anything. Let's find out. She's got 50 feet. Yes, so she'll run up. She stomps over the withered tree and swings her tail at the were-tiger. You know what? That's not going to take bludgeoning damage. Okay. We'll go to, Yethhounds are now dead. The Allops. So another of these ghostly figures emerges from one of the standing stones. You sense that corruption in the Moonwell is causing this. These howling souls. 3 of them now. 3? Yeah, 3 of them are going to converge following Kolben. The third one's gonna go down to Mist, actually. There you are. Okay. They are going to... The one next to Mist is going to Maddening Touch, which is a 16 to hit. Misses, right? Nice. The second, which is next to Kolben, is going to use Howling Babble. Kolben, if you would make another Wisdom saving throw. Great. So this one you succeed. Then the third is going to have Greenfist make a saving throw as it continues this howling. Okay. Irony of ironies, the monk is stunned. And you take...
How does it feel, Teos?
15 psychic damage, and you are stunned until the end of its next turn.
I would tell you if I could speak.
Falteringly, right? Okay, and then we'll go to Hewden. Hewden is irritated, looks back at Kolben and says, "Leave me alone," and then leaps, provoking an opportunity attack. Leaps away.
Two opportunity attacks, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Greenfist is stunned.
Oh. Ah.
Okay.
Plus an extra D4.
Beautiful hit. 25 to hit for 10 psychic.
21 psychic because it's still sneak attack.
Yeah, sure is. Awesome. Okay. He's going to move down here and then throw his staff, which is a javelin of lightning, at Kolben. Let's see. That is a 14. Does that miss Kolben? Okay, great. Greenfist, do you automatically fail dexterity saving throws?
That's correct.
Okay, you're going to take that full javelin of lightning damage. Dramatic juggling of windows. Okay. 4d6 lightning. Okay, total is 13 lightning damage. Javelin strikes the ground next to Kolben's feet. Not quite what Hewden was hoping for. He kind of snarls. And then we'll go to Vash.
Okay, I'm gonna just move just to get a little closer. And first off, how's that dryad doing? I know flayed, but does it look like
alive, but in critical condition?
Okay, well, first off, what I'm going to send 2 Eldritch Blasts at Hewden. Let me just...
Nice, both hit.
Yeah, it did not do the damage for that. please. And I think the shroud, just whenever I hit, any check to make is 1d extra. So it does 2d8 because it hits him twice, I think.
Great.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. And then
He
also,
deserves it.
Yeah, and also just so much stuff. He is, because he got hit, his speed is reduced by 10 feet. So just in case he's trying to run away.
Great.
Lance of Lethargy.
Okay, that all?
And then my bonus action is I am going to use the last of my healing pool to heal, because I can use 3d6 on one cube. So the Dryad could, I feel like this is a bit struggling. Is that? Okay, that's just 1, 2, 3.
Almost full healing. All right, you see her sputter to consciousness. Okay, now we're on the were-tigers. This one down here is going to charge Green Fist. The pounce attack.
They wouldn't harm an unarmed old man that's kind of young.
Whatever you say, man.
I'm all stunned.
Okay, so this will be a claw attack with advantage. It's a 19.
Yeah.
You take 5 slashing. You are knocked prone, and then it makes...
I'm prone because I have 0 hit points.
Oh no! Okay. Well, it's also going to bite you, and inflict a failed death save.
Yep.
And then do it again.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Okay, so 2 failed death saves for Green Fist. The other one is going to strike at Colbin with claws. That is a 22 to hit for 11 slashing. And it's trying to engage you there, although you may not be provoking. That's what its intent is. This is the male, by the way. Okay, back to Mist. Mist, at the start of your turn, you're in the Moonwell.
Yep.
Would you make a strength saving throw as the water itself, the fouled water, turns into tentacles and tries to restrain you?
23.
Okay, you burst out of the tentacles.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna use my bonus action to do my aura vitality over to Green Fist. Then I'm gonna use 11 points. Excellent work. Then I'm gonna swim. So this is 10. Climb up on the edge of this and leap at Huden to stab with this dang unicorn horn.
Awesome.
All right. So I have a stabby.
Now, if you want to stab at the gem, you can see some of the armor around it has been pulled apart.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Attack with disadvantage.
Okay. With my stabby. Just rolling my mace, but you know.
Nice.
Nice. I wish that
Okay.
was.
That's a hit.
Yep, I've got. So I have a short sword, so it's also the same. Or I don't know. 5. But it's with the magical unicorn horn. Does that do anything?
It sure is. The unicorn horn drives the gem out of Huden's chest. And as it does, all of the light in him is extinguished and his body collapses alive but unconscious.
It's a lever.
The gem rolls across the ground. You can see in the well, this hideous form assumes out of the shape of the fouled water. And you hear that voice that was coming out of Huden's mouth come from the well itself. And it says, "Pathetic, hapless druid," speaking at Antola, but kind of regarding all of you as the guardians of the Moonwell. "You slew your own apprentice and cost me nothing. Join me now." And you see a tendril reach out grab the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and as it touches, Antola reverts to her halfling form and is submerged in the water. With a final gasp as she goes under the water, you see her cast a spell and create or summon 5 flying giant eagles, and you hear them caw above the battlefield. And she says, "Go, my friends, go!" And then goes under the fouled water. We are still on Mist's turn.
Another damsel from a moonwell.
I think you'd be pretty sure at this point that whatever you tried with Lyneth wouldn't work.
I didn't. That was luck.
So it's still Mist's turn if you want to do anything else.
That was my action, so I did my bonus action and my action. So I'm done.
Great. Green Fist. Still stunned? Oh, you're unconscious.
I'm just gonna take it all in right now. I'm not ready to, take hasty action at this moment. Is what I say telepathically to everybody.
Are you still making? Oh, did you get healed, or are you still making death saves?
I did get healed, so
Nice.
that is very good. So I don't have to embarrass myself by failing a death save and dying.
Okay, we'll go to Corinna then.
Corinna does not know what the heck just happened. That was a lot. So Huden is down, but the Moonwell is still our enemy.
Antola has been taken under the water.
Right,
So
and the water used a voice, and but I'm not afraid anymore because the thing I was afraid of is dead. So I will charge at Weircat here.
Great.
And
She's holding a bow, so you'll have advantage as she's kind of like fumbling and confused at your advance.
good, because if I have advantage, I have sneak attack,
Great. So 21 will hit.
and that's
14.
14 points. And then a 12 on my second attack.
Yeah, the non-magical scimitar won't have any impact.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. And then I will disengage.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Kolben.
I am apathetic. So I have failed that death saving throw.
Oof.
And that is my turn.
Okay. On Antola's turn, the giant eagles swoop down. Is there anyone who is not willing to be picked up by one of the giant eagles she has summoned?
It's a good thing I can't say no.
I was gonna say you would be apathetic to it regardless.
I don't trust those eagles, but I'm not gonna fight the eagle. I'm just extremely distrustful of the eagle.
Paranoid.
I would rather not be separated from the group. I think my odds are better that way, even though I have no trust for this at all. I would rather, not be the only one left here.
This eagle ride is the closest thing to what they promised for my vacation, man. This is awesome.
Finally, right?
Okay.
All right.
Well, as the eagles swoop down
dragon right
and
now.
carry each of you away, you have the opportunity to request where you'd like them to drop you off. You see the Moonwell receding behind you. Antola seems to have been lost for the moment.
Can they fly us all the way back to Kaer Morhe?
They're willing.
Do we want to simply fly into Mordor? I mean, Kaer Morhe?
What about our centaur friend? We said we'd go back for him.
Oh, shoot, you're right. Just take us back to the...
Let's go there first.
Yeah. The eagles will allow you to collect your centaur friend, and somehow they'll carry. They're pretty big eagles. They'll carry the centaur as well as the dryad away. And as you look at the moon, as you look at the moon well receding, you know that you have not cleansed it. Antola is still there, although whether she can contend with the entity beneath its surface, time will tell. The were-tigers simply flee into the forest. And that concludes our adventure. A little bit of a darker ending note here. You did have time to grab the gem, as well as if we'll say that the eagle scoops up the javelin of lightning along with Kolbin, assuming that it's part of your gear. And you can take those magic items as rewards. When you return to Kaer Morhen, Orwin Reese is gravely concerned, and he will double what he was initially planning to pay you. So you each receive an enormous coin purse, and you continue to make plans to see what can be done to improve the state of the island of Alaron. So far, you found out a lot of important information. In the aftermath, you remember hearing the name Kauth, which is later identified. Maybe Vash, you find an old tome in Orwin Reese's library that talks about a beast called Khazgaroth, this strange shadow entity. And you become convinced that Kauth is the Shadowfell embodiment of Khazgaroth, the enemy of the Earthmother, and seems to be the one who is fouling that moonwell. So that is where our adventure ends. Thank you so much for playing. We'll continue this series next week with Moon 16-2. And yeah, thank you all so much. Why don't we go around quickly before we close our stream and shout out where people can find you, anything that you'd like to mention in terms of what you're working on, and then we'll say goodnight. Who would like to start? Let's start with Connor.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Connor. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a good time with these sounds of people entertaining you. If you're looking to find me, you can find me on Twitter at thehealerdm. You can also find my webpage, thehealerdm.card.com. You can find links to things that I've worked on, ways to hire me for projects. If you want me to pro DM for you, I'm a top-rated DM on Start Playing Games. Also, please remember, it's okay to not be okay. And if you're really struggling, consider calling the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The number for that, if you're in the United States, is 800-273-8255. Again, it's 800-273-8255. You know, the world's a lot better with you in it.
Thank you. Who'd you like to pass to?
I will hot potato to Gabrielle.
Okay. I'm Gabrielle Harbowy. This was so much fun. Thank you for having me. My book, Ether's Pawn, is coming out on February 28th. It's an urban fantasy about an immortal who is gravely allergic to other people's bullshit. And it's a lot of fun. It's already up for pre-order on Amazon and will be at other venues on the 28th and thereafter. I'm really excited about that. I'm on Twitter as Gabrielle_H, and I believe that's my handle on Patreon as well, where I do inside behind the scenes things and have pictures of my cats for free every Tuesday. Because, you know, gamers and writers and cats. And and my website with all the information is GabrielleHarbowy.com. And I will pass to Ginny.
All right. Ginny Loveday, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. And like Connor says, very important, you're not alone in this world. If you want to support me very soon, sometime shortly after Colette's My Miss Hunter's Epic 2 will be releasing on the DM's Guild, followed at some point thereafter by my Epic Dreams of the Red Wizards, Epic 4. So you could pick both of those up sometime in the coming short-ish, soon, TM. Aside from that, I've got some projects coming up on Kickstarter. Deep and Dangerous is currently in the wait to be notified stage. I was trying to figure out how to say that. So you can go find that and click that button. It's the one with the eyes on the cover of the unsuspecting people going down a pit. Because that's just a generic name. Other than that, you can find me at Ginny Loveday on everything, or at my website, jennyloveday.com. And I'm just going to drop my links now onto Collette, since I already mentioned.
Hi, everyone. I'm Collette. Like I said at the beginning, I'm a freelance writer and tabletop RPG designer. You can find me on Twitter at Collette Quach, which is my name, COLLETTEQUACH, mostly on Twitter. And on my pinned tweet is a book I published, a monster compendium I published a couple months back, about just creepy horror monsters that you conclude for 5th edition. Very exciting. I have also wrote on Moonshae's 15.2. If you want to check out my work within the Moonshae's universe, very exciting. I have a couple other things coming up. I've been writing something for this funded Kickstarter called Queers RPG. So I'm super excited to write that and have that out. I'm also always available to do freelance writing if you have a project. Always love that. And yeah, I'm just active on Twitter. Thesis being, because I am also a SAG grad student. So also hire me so I can get through grad school. And I will pass it on to Teos.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate being on this awesome stream. Thank you, Graham, for running. Thank you to Jasper's Game Day. Please, everybody, give lots of money to them. You can find me at alphastream.org. That's where you can read all my articles on RPG analysis, on the design work that I'm doing, the companies that I'm working with, and ways to support me. I have a number of secret projects that are in the work that'll be slowly coming out across the year. I'm very excited about. And I will pass it to, let's see, who's left? Am I last?
Yeah, I think you're last, so just back to me.
Yeah, pass it to Graham.
Yay, thanks
you,
everyone
Graham.
so much. My name is Graham Ward. I'm a GM for hire, as well as the content manager here at Ghostlight RPGs. Come watch our streams. That's the best thing you can do. Follow me. I'm at DarkPlaneDM on Twitter. And just want to say thanks again for all those who donated tonight. We've now raised about $600 through this charity stream series. So thank you so much for Jasper's Game Day. Really exciting stuff, and it's just always a pleasure. So hope you have a wonderful night. And we're now going to, I think, send a raid over to Critical Bard, one of our favorite Twitch channels, and we'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful night.